So it is 15th of June, free Xenos index cards. Man, very, very cool. I just did a short on this, and of course, I am now going to take a look at the index Aeldari. There's all sorts of Xenos that were released today as of the 15th of June, 2023. And yeah, I'm going to look at index Aeldari, and I'm pretty darn excited for this. So with this new index, these are all free, of course, for everybody who hasn't been paying attention. But yeah, so Aeldari. Now, we got a preview earlier. I believe it was like last week, I think, or something like that. But anyway, we got a preview of these rules and everything like that, and these cards, so it shouldn't really be much of a surprise. Now, these are the cards. I do believe this is how they appear when you purchase them. I do not have access to the actual physical cards themselves, so I'm mostly speculating. And yeah, so Strands of Fate, if your Aeldari faction, or if your army faction is Aeldari at the start of the battle, make Strands of Fate roll by rolling 12d6. Pretty darn cool. This is kind of like what we had with the Fate pool before, but now it's a little bit different. I think it's a little bit more simplified because now you just need to have 12 dice set aside, or plus really, because I know that there are a few things that add to that pool, but let's assume it's just 12 dice for the moment. You take that aside and you roll them up, and that is your pool for the moment. And of course, if you want to re-roll them, then you subtract a die and re-roll the entire lot. They also represents advance rolls, battle shock tests, charge rolls, damage rolls, hit rolls, and saving throw rolls. Pretty darn cool. Again, like I said, we've already kind of covered this on the short segments. The detachment rule, unparalleled foresight. Each time an Aeldari unit from your army is selected to shoot or fight, you can re-roll one hit roll, and you can re-roll one wound roll when resolving those attacks. Pretty darn cool. I think that's really, really cool. Of course, this only applies for the Aeldari. So I assume that if they are used as allies or what have you, they don't get access to that. Corsairs and traveling players, the Harlequins. If your army faction is Drukhari, you can include Harlequins and Enharath units in your army, even though they do not have the Drukhari faction keyword. The combined points value of Harlequins and or Enharath being the Corsairs, you can include in your army depends on the battle size as follows: Incursion, Strike Force, and Onslaught. And yeah, I think that's really, really cool. This is a bit of like a throwback to earlier editions of Warhammer 40,000 when you were allocated a certain percentile of your army could be made up of your allies. So yeah, so no Harlequins or Enharath models included in your army in this way can be your warlord, and they cannot be given enhancements. Pretty darn cool. Ynnari, if your army faction is Aeldari and your warlord is Urain. Anyway, you can include Drukhari units in your army even though they do not have the Aeldari keyword, faction keyword. The combined points value of such units in your army depends on the battle size as follows: Incursion, Strike Force, and Onslaught. No Drukhari models included in your army in this way can be given enhancements. You cannot include units with any of the following keywords in your army using these rules: Phoenix Lords, Enharath, Avatar of Cain, Solitaire, Homunculus, Covens. Pretty darn cool. And with Ynnari, you can get quite a bit of allowance for how much of your army. But I mean, I guess it makes sense, right? If you're going Aeldari and you're taking Drukhari in your army, yeah, you know, you're gonna be using a fairly large force, right? And that's pretty darn cool. The Corsairs and the traveling players, you know, it's cool. It's cool. Sure. I mean, I personally have Harlequins and Drukhari, and I've always wanted to do a mixed force. I've also wanted to play more Ynnari type of games, taking my Samhan army and, you know, basically making them part of a faction that has, you know, obviously split off and joined the death cult, as it were. So yeah, it's pretty darn fun. Again, I've mentioned this many times in previous videos that Aeldari, you know, is one of the really great factions of Warhammer 40,000. You can play them any which way, and I like that we can include more things that are elfish and, you know, the Harlequins, Dark Eldar, Corsairs, and hopefully one day Exodites. If you're using a Battle Host detachment rule, you can use these Battle Host enhancements. The Phoenix Gem, Aeldari model only. The first time the bearer is destroyed, roll a d6 on a 2+, keep it to one side. At the end of the phase, set the bearer back up again as close to possible previous position and not within engagement range of any enemy models with its full wounds remaining. pretty darn cool on a 2+. I think the older rule for the Phoenix Gem was you could just pretty much get up. I don't recall, but I don't think I think you got up with just 1 wound or something like that. So yeah, I don't have my previous codex in front of me, but anyway, yeah. Reader of the Runes, Aeldari Sucker model only. In your command phase, you can select 1 dice in your fate pool, re-roll it, and then add it back to your fate dice pool, displaying the result you just rolled. Pretty darn cool. I like that one. That one's pretty fun. That one is, in case, you roll a die and it's like, I don't, like you want all the 6s, right? It seems like with the fate pool, you want to roll high on a lot of your dice. So, having a Farseer or even a Warlock, to mitigate your fate pool, I think is pretty darn cool for everybody out there, especially if you roll like complete trash, right? Like I'm sure anybody out there, I'm sure there's going to be games with an Aeldari player out there who's going to roll their fate pool and they're going to get nothing but 1s and 2s. And I'm sure, just as I've said it, I'm sure the first time I use the fate pool rule, I'm going to roll a bunch of 1s and 2s. I know I am. That's the way usually my luck goes with Warhammer 40,000 sometimes. The Weeping Stones, Aeldari model only. Each time the bearer's unit destroys an enemy unit, roll 1d6, add it to your fate dice pool, displaying the result you just rolled. Pretty darn cool. I like that one as well. And that pretty much can go anybody. Enemy unit rolled. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. I like that. Fate's Messenger, Aeldari model only. Once per turn, just after making a hit roll, a wound roll, or a saving throw for a model in the bearer's unit, you can treat the result as an unmodified roll of 6 instead. Again, with these Aeldari, it is all about changing that die, right? And, offsetting the dice gods, as it were. And I'm in for it. I'm in. The stratagems. We've had a look at the stratagems. Feigned Retreat, 1 CP when your movement phase just after the I can't even speak anymore. Unit from your army makes a fallback move. That Aeldari unit, the effect is your unit is eligible to shoot and declare a charge this turn, even though it fell back. Fire and Fade, 2 command points at the end of your shooting phase. The target 1 Aeldari unit from your army. The effect, your unit can make a normal move. It cannot embark within a transport at the end of this move. The restrictions, you cannot select an aircraft unit or unit within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units until the end of the turn. The unit you selected is not eligible to declare a charge. Pretty darn cool. Fire and Fade, this one here I can see myself personally using quite a bit, especially for like Dark Reapers or Fire Prisms or, anything where I want to, take a shot, smoke something, and then go hide. Basically, Eldar is the equivalent of basically doing, the Three Stooges kind of poke in the eye and then run for it kind of move. That's Aeldari. Matchless Agility, 1 CP. When do you use it? You use it in your movement phase. The target 1 Aeldari unit from your army, and this cannot be selected to move this phase. The effect, until the end of the phase, if your unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 to the move characteristic of models in your unit. That is pretty darn cool. Hello, jet bikes. Hello, Vipers. Hello, Wave Serpents. Hello. Yeah, that one's pretty darn cool. I mean, adding 6, you think, adding 6 is not a really big deal. But, 6 inches. Don't laugh at 6 inches, man. Don't laugh at 6 inches. 6 inches will get you there. Blade Storm, 1 CP. When your shooting phase, target 1 Aeldari unit from your army that has not been selected to shoot this phase. The effect, until the end of the phase, each time a model in your unit makes an attack on a critical wound, improve the armor penetration characteristic of that attack by 2. By 2. Man, that's pretty darn cool. And it affects the unit. It's Blade Storm. I mean, obviously, this is the old rule for the Dire Avengers, but improving the attack by 2, that is pretty darn deadly. So imagine using that on Dire Avengers or anybody else for that matter, and just absolutely crushing whatever heavy armored troops are out there, right? Battle Host Stratagems, Phantasm, 1 CP. When to use it? End of your movements, end of your opponent's movement phase. The target is 1 Aeldari unit from your army. The effect, your unit can make a normal move up to 7 inches. It cannot embark within a transport at the end of this move. The restriction, you cannot select a unit with an engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, and until the end of the turn, you cannot target that unit with the heroic intervention stratagem. Really, really cool. I think this one here obviously is really, really handy for just obviously just getting out of the way of something, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you're staring down the barrel of a bunch of corn berserkers charging you, and it's like, oh my god, I don't want Angron beating me up, so I'm gonna move a little bit more. So yeah, I think that's pretty darn cool. You realize, oh, I'm a little too close, so yeah, we better move back a bit. Lightning fast reflexes is 1 CP when your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase just after the enemy unit has selected its targets. The target of this stratagem, 1 Aeldari unit from your army, excluding Wraith construct units, that was selected as the target of 1 or more of the attacking unit's attacks. Say that 10 times fast. The effect, until the end of the phase, each time a attack targets your unit, subtract 1 from the hit. Pretty darn cool. This one's kind of like the previous lightning fast reaction. You know, except it's 1 CP, and you know, and you can't use it on Wraith constructs. I think that's kind of interesting because I believe that's what Wraiths, Wraith Guard, Wraith Lords, Wraith Knight, and I think even the Hemlock, right? Typically that was fell under Wraith construct. I don't know what else falls under that category, but yeah. Anyway. So let's start looking at some of the profiles. Holy moly. Now, there are 126 pages to this PDF, and so we're just going to have a look right at Asurman. So profile, 7-inch move, toughness 3. Now, the Phoenix Lords used to always have toughness 4, so now they only have a toughness 3, and I think that's kind of interesting. But I mean, you know, it makes sense for Aeldari. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and bemoan the fact that they made the toughness of Phoenix Lords only a measly 3. But there's often a lot of things for these guys that gets them out of trouble, right? The save is a 2+, 5 wounds, only 5 wounds too. Like, again, like, I don't know, but you know, it all, I guess, really depends on how many points this character costs, right? Because if they, you know, whack ton of points, then, you know, toughness 3 with only 5 wounds does not really seem kind of worth it. So I guess really we can't really complain too heavily right now until we get a look at the points. And of course, once we start getting some games under our belt, right? Leadership 6+, I would have figured a 5+, but you know, whatever. OC 1, yeah, makes sense. Ranged weapons, the Bloody Twins. It has assault, lethal hits, and it's a pistol, which is pretty darn cool. 24-inch, 6 shots, oof. Ballistic skill 2 or better. Strength 4, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. That's pretty darn good for his gun. 6 shots and doing 2 damage apiece. This guy with assault, lethal hits, and the pistol rule, that's pretty darn good. That is pretty darn good. He's fairly effective. I mean, you're going to hide this guy, obviously, in, you know, units of Dire Avengers and stuff. I mean, that's the only reason you really take this guy, right? If you're going to field a bunch of Dire Avengers. In melee, the Sword of Asur has devastating wounds. Awesome. 6 attacks. Great. Weapon skill 2+. You awesome. Strength 6. -3, doing 3 damage apiece. Pretty darn good, I think. I mean, this guy's, you know, beating up other Space Marines easily. And he can even take on Terminators, and you know what I mean, like this guy can, you know, and devastating wounds. That's mortal wounds on criticals. So yeah, that's pretty darn good. That's really good. He's a core leader, faction, Strands of Fate, Hand of Assyrian. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Very, very nice. That's awesome for Dire Avengers because, you know, especially when you combine that with like Bladestorm or whatever. Yeah, you're laughing. Tactical acumen. Once per turn, you can select this. You can target this model's unit with Fire Overwatch Stratagem for 0 CP, and can do so even if you have already used that stratagem on a different unit this phase. Very, very cool. Asurman, as it was really one of my favorite Phoenix Lords, and yeah, leading a big block of Dire Avengers is the way to go with this guy. And yeah, like he's basically adding another Overwatch ability. So you get 2 Overwatches. If a Sermon is in your army, you get 2 Overwatches. Pretty darn cool. The Invulnerable 3+, very, very nice. And of course, his keywords are Infantry character, Epic Hero, Phoenix Lord, and Asurman, and he's for Aeldari. We also got a backside of the card, I guess, yeah. So like when you see the card twice in the PDF, I guess that means it's the front and back. I would assume everybody is assuming that, right? War gear options, none. Unit composition is just one Assurman. Really, there's only one Assurman. And of course, he only gets the 2 weapon choices. He's the leader and he can lead Dire Avengers. Very, very cool. Very, very cool. The Autarch. Movement 7, toughness 3, 3 up, save, 4 wounds. 4 wounds? Yeah, it's not bad. Leadership 6. Again, I would have assumed they would have got a leadership 5 for these high characters, but maybe it's just the way it works with the new balance, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I would have assumed that the Aeldari, because Aeldari have always gotten fast movement, high powered guns, crap toughness, and usually pretty good leadership. Yeah, and not a lot of wounds. So this is kind of, on par with what I expect for Aeldari units in the new edition of the game. Ranged weapons, get the Death Spinner, Devastating Wounds, and Torrent. Ooh, Devastating Wounds and Torrent. I wonder if that applies to all the Warp Spider guns. Ooh, that's scary. Dragon Fusion Gun is Assault Melta 3. Nice. 12-inch range. It's only one shot. Hits on a 2+, strength 9, -4, doing D6 damage. We got the Fusion Pistol, which is Assault Melta 2 pistol. It's only shooting 6 inches. It's only one shot, hitting on a 2+. Strength 8, -4, D3 wounds. You can also take the Reaper Launcher, which has the Star Shot Heavy, 48-inch, Star Swarm Heavy. And it's 1 shot or 2 shot, hitting on 3+s because it's heavy. So if you stay still, you get the +1, you bring it down to that, right? So anyway, strength 8 on the Star Shot, -2, doing 2 damage. The Star Swarm, which is 2 shots, gets strength 5, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. Not bad, not bad. And I assume the Reaper Launcher and the Fusion Pistols and the Death Spinners are all just like the Aspect Warriors. I would assume. I don't know. We'll know when we get there. And I'm not really going to do a side-by-side because this video will be like 5 hours long if that's the case. Banshee Blade is melee, 5 attacks. Nice. Hitting on 2+, strength 4, -3. Ooh, nice. Doing 1 damage piece. I'm okay with that. Scorpion Chainsword, sustain hits 1. Not bad. That's not bad at all. So on a crit, you get an extra hit. 6 attacks, 2+, strength 5, no AP, doing 1 damage. No AP on the Chainsword. Very, very interesting. I guess that's making Banshees just a little bit better. The fact that they get a minus at all on their weapon. Mind you, no additional strength, whereas the Chainsword, I've never really understood that one, how Chainsword added the strength to the characters, but whatever. Starglaive, 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 6, -2, and doing 2 damage apiece. I mean, for the Autarch, I'm kind of going to have to lean towards a Starglaive, and it just looks cool, right? Big staff. Core, he's a leader, Strands of Fate. Superlative strategist. Once per turn, you can target this model's unit with the stratagem, even if you have already used that stratagem on a different unit this phase. Very, very cool. So imagine if you had a Surman and an Autarch, and you got access to all your things. It's craziness. Path of Command at the start of your command phase. If this model is your Warlord and is on the battlefield, you gain 1 CP. Yeah, see, like gaining a CP, man. Autarchs, I mean, like I usually play with an Autarch. I usually don't play with a lot of Aspect Warriors. I usually go with a lot of Jetbikes because, I like to play Samhan and I like to play it, kind of thematically. And, yeah, I don't know. It's pretty darn cool. I think that's very, very interesting. War gear abilities, Howling Banshee Mass. The bear's unit has the fight first ability. Very, very handy. Mandiblasters, melee weapons equipped by the bear have the devastating wounds ability. What? Oh my gosh. I wonder if that applies to the Aspect Warriors. This Mandiblasters. Ability targeting units without the monster or vehicle keywords. And then he has a 4 invulnerable save. Nice. He also has infantry character, grenades. He gets grenades. Nice. Autarch. And he's the Aeldari. Yeah, Mandiblasters. Devastating wounds for the unit. Yeah. Oh no, melee weapons equipped by the bearer. Yeah, okay, so no, it's just this guy's weapons. Yeah. I thought it applied to the unit, the bearer's unit. Somehow I added that word in there. Stupid brain. Anyway, war gear options. This model shuriken pistol can be replaced with one of the following: Death Spinner, Dragon Fusion Gun, Reaper Launcher. This model Starglaive can be replaced by 1 Scorpion Chainsword. Can also be replaced with a Howling Banshee Mask. If this model is not equipped with a Banshee Mask, the model Shuriken Pistol and Starglaive can be replaced with with all of the following: Fusion Pistol, Banshee Blade, and Manda Blasters. Very cool. Unit composition is this one. This model is equipped with Shuriken Pistol and Starglaive. He's a leader. This model can be attached to the following units: Guardian Defenders and Storm Guardians. Very, very cool. Yeah, I had seen something earlier about how some people were kind of disappointed that he can be attached to Guardian Defenders and Storm Guardians. Not really. I mean, if you're taking an Autarch, I mean, he's, it's what he's for, right? Autarch Way Leaper. Oh, very, very interesting name title change for the winged Autarch. He's the Way Leaper. That's a new title for this character, or this configuration of the model, really, because, I mean, an Autarch with wings is just, the Autarch with wings. You just pick the wings and he's the Autarch with wings, right? But now he's a separate choice. He's a specific choice. Very, very interesting. Movement 14, toughness 3, 3 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6+, OC 1. And of course, he gets all the same weapons. The weapons all have the same profile, same melee weapons. Yep, same melee weapons. Gets the Deep Strike and Lone Operative. Very, very cool. Indomitable Strength of Will is an aura. While friendly Aeldari unit is within 6 of this model, each time a unit makes a battle shock or leadership test, add 1 to that test. The other Autarch didn't get that, did he? I didn't see that. No, he gets the use of the stratagems or gaining CPs. Different Autarch, different abilities. Very, very interesting. That is interesting. That kind of changes things up now because you get different commanders with different abilities. I like that. Path of Command at the start of your command phase. If this model is your warlord and is on the battlefield, you gain a CP. Okay, so both Autarchs gain you a CP, but they both have access to a different special ability. One can use stratagem more than once if you're using the Autarch on foot, but if you're using the Autarch with wings, you get rerolls on your battle shock tests. You basically can have this character fly around and make sure everybody is staying in line. That is interesting. That is very, very interesting. War gear abilities, Banshee Mask, same. Manda Blaster, same. Invulnerable save. Also has infantry character, jump pack, fly, grenades, Autarch, Way Leaper, and Aeldari. War gear options. Looks like the war gear options are pretty much the same, other than, of course, this character always has the wings. So it starts with the Shuriken Pistol and Starglaive. Yeah, that's pretty straightforward. Autarch Sky Runner. Now, here's the Autarch. And, I know, and this is a slight moment here where we might have a little bit of a tangent. This model needs to be updated. I know that they use this picture in the thumbnail, but I would love to see the Autarch on the new jet bike with new posability and, different options. And you know what? Let's say it right now. Give us a new Autarch Skyrunner, please, 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 Games Workshop. I'm begging you. I'm on my knees in a $3,000 suit. Anyway, Skyrunner has a movement 14, toughness 4. Wow, toughness 4. Oof, man, he's tough. 3 up save, 5 wounds, only 5 wounds. Leadership 6, OC 2. I guess the bike actually helps him when he's taking objectives. Maybe it's the extra girth. Ranged weapons, he gets the fusion gun, which is assault, melt to 3, 12. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. Laser lance, which is the shining spears. Assault, 6-inch range, still a short range weapon, hitting on a 2+, strength 6, -3, doing 2 damage. Actually, that's pretty darn good. Twin Shuriken catapults, 18 inches, 2 shots, hitting on 2s. It's assault and twin linked. I can't remember what twin linked is. I think twin linked was the reroll, right? Strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage piece. Yep, no surprises there. Banshee Blade and Laser Lance. The Laser Lance has the Lance rule. 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -3, doing 2 damage piece. Oof, the Laser Lance is pretty darn deadly. Like, whenever I say deadly, I mean, I'm talking like when you're facing like Marine equivalent type armies, right? Core, he's a leader. Strands of Fate, Path of Command at the start of your command phase. If this model is your warlord, you gain a CP. Nice. Ride the Wind. While this model is leading a unit, each time that unit advances, do not make an advance roll for it. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 to the movement characteristic of models in that unit. Very, very cool. That is very cool. That's very cool. That's handy. I mean, obviously that's great for, obviously jet bikes and the like. So, I really like that. 4-up invulnerable save. Pretty standard affair. He's mounted character, fly, Autarch, Skyrunner, or the Aeldari. Options: Dragon Fusion Gun, Banshee Blade, very cool. Models equipped with laser lance and two twin shuriken catapults. Not two, but twin shuriken catapults. Model can be attached to the following unit: Wind Riders, of course. That only makes sense, right? So Wind Riders. Now I'm curious if Wind Riders squad size have changed or anything like that. I'm curious. I know this video is going to be fairly long, people, because I'm just going through this and I'm looking at a lot of these cards for the first time. I know that a lot of this stuff was leaked. I really didn't check them out, as I'm not really chomping at the bit or anything like that. So I know the Avatar of Cain was one that I was very curious about, and I saw this leak a while ago, and yeah, it's pretty darn good. 10-inch move, toughness 12, 2-up save, 14 wounds, leadership 6+, OC 5. Nice. Ranged weapons, his Wailing Doom, of course, sustained hits D3. I think that is really cool. 12-inch range, it's only one shot, hitting on a 2+, strength 16, hoof, -4, D6 + 2. Hoof with sustained hits. Ooh, man, you get that good roll. Ooh. Or you even fate pool that? Ooh, man. Greasy, that's greasy. The Wailing Doom, using the strike, is 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 14, -4, D6 + 2 wounds. Nice, I like that. Or you can sweep the Crowd Pleaser, get 12 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 7, -2, doing 2 wounds apiece. You're just smacking Marine equivalents around. Core, Deadly Demise. So this guy, when he's dead, he's gonna explode and inflict D3 wounds. Strands of Fate, Molten Form. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, have the damage characteristic of that attack. What? That's really cool. Bloody Handed Aura. While the friendly Aeldari unit is within 6 of this model, add 1 to advance and charge rolls made for that unit. Nice. I actually like that. I think that makes things like the Court of the Young King kind of thing. Anybody who remembers Court of the Young King, basically it is the Avatar leading a bunch of aspect warriors, and when you threw him in with charging banshees and striking scorpions, getting that extra 1 on the advance and charge rolls, that's very, very cool. When he's down to his last 1 to 5 wounds remaining, while this model has 1 to 5 wounds remaining, each time this model makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Interesting. 4-up invulnerable save. He is a monster, character, epic hero, demon. He's the Avatar of Cain, Aeldari faction keyword. Very, very cool. What war gear options for this guy? None. Unit composition? 1. Epic hero. Models equipped with the Wailing Doom. I should have did that in like the alternate voice, when they do voice. Anyway, Baharoth, 14-inch move, toughness 3, 2-up save, 5 wounds, 6 leadership, 1 OC, ranged weapon, Fury of the Tempests, assault with lethal hits. Nice. 24-inch range. I believe that's what the Las Blasters were. 24 or was it 30? I can't remember what Las Blasters used to be. But anyway, 4 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 6, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. Respectable. Not great. It's not like, oh my god, this is an auto include, but it's not bad. 4 shots at a strength 6 with doing 2 damage apiece. That's not bad at all. Against Marines, you're gonna take a few of the boys down. Melee weapons, the Shining Blade is sustained hits 1, 6 attacks, so not bad. Hitting on 2s, strength 5, -2, doing 2. Nice. Melee seems to be a better option for this guy. Although not really, because, it's a 2-up save with a 4 invulnerable, but only toughness 3, like Phoenix Lords. Abilities, Core, Deep Strike, and Leader, Faction, Strands of Fate, Cry of the Wind. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the roll. Nice. Cloud Strider. In your shooting phase, after this model's unit has shot, if it is not within engagement range of any enemy units, that unit can make a normal move of up to 6 inches as if it were your movement phase. If it does until the end of the turn, that unit is not eligible to declare a charge. Very, very interesting. So that's kind of a fire and fade kind of ability built into the Swooping Hawks, because I'm assuming this guy can only lead Swooping Hawk units. Keywords being infantry, character, epic hero, jump pack, flying, grenades, Phoenix Lord, Baharoth. I always say Baharoth, but I don't know. I've heard other people pronounce it other ways. Anyway, word gear options, none. Unit composition, he's only one Baharoth. There is only one Baharoth, really. This model is equipped with the Fury, the Tempest, and Shining Blade. He's a leader. Model can be attached to the following unit: Swooping Hawks. Of course. Like, you wouldn't see this guy with, Striking Scorpions. That's craziness. Corsair Void Reavers. These are very cool. These are the Corsairs. We got introduced to these ones back in the Kill Team. I still have to assemble mine, although I have painted up one of the models. Movement 7, Toughness 3, 4 up, save, 1 wound, Leadership 6, OC 2. Hey, not bad. OC 2, that's not bad at all, considering that this is a unit of duders, right? Or is this the character? Is this the character, or is this... No, this is a squad. We're dealing with a squad here. You know what? Normally you get like that little symbol for a squad, and I don't see that anywhere. Usually, like a little skull and, whatever, right? But anyway, range weapon, Corsair Blaster. It's got assault, 18 inches, 1 shot, 3+, strength 8, -4, D6 +1. Nice. Corsair Shredder, assault torrent, 18 inches. Oof. That's pretty far. Like, that's like heavy flamer range, isn't it? D6 hits, strength 6, no AP, doing 1 damage. So, okay, it's pretty darn deadly, but, it's not super deadly. It's not like it's broke or anything. Everybody loses their mind about Eldar being broke. Neurodisruptors, anti-infantry on a 2+. It's assault and it's a pistol, doing hitting on a 3, strength 4 with only 1 damage, no AP. Yeah, it's not bad. Shuriken Cannon. I like this. I like the rules for the Shuriken Cannon. Sustain hits 1, 24 inches, 3 shots, hitting on 3s, strength 6, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. That, to me, is a very reliable Aeldari weapon. With the sustain hits 1, you might luck out and get an extra hit. I think that is really, really cool. Shuriken Pistol is assault with a pistol, 12-inch range, 1 shot, hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Straightforward. Shuriken Rifle, nice. Assault, rapid fire 1, 24 inches, 1 shot, hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Not bad at all. Wraith Cannon, devastating wounds, 18 inches, not bad. Hopefully that's for the same rules for the regular Wraith Cannon, I would only assume. It's 1 shot, hitting on a 3, strength 14, -4, doing D6 damage. Nice. It's very nice. Aeldari Power Sword, melee, 2 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 4, -2, 1 damage. Abilities, the core, Scout's 7-inch move, nice. Get into position early into the game. Actually, I really like that. Corsair's getting Scout. I don't think they had that in the previous iterations. Reavers of the Void. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack, re-roll a hit roll of 1. If the target of that attack is an enemy unit within range of an objective marker, you can re-roll the hit roll instead. Nice. Mist Shield. A mist shield? Or you missed. You missed or you missed. The bearer has a 4. The bearer has a 4 invulnerable save. Okay, cool. Okay, so this is for the squad, right? Yeah, because this is all the... Yeah, it's infantry, battle line, grenades, Anharath. I never know if I'm saying that word right. Anharath? Corsair Void Reavers, Aeldari. And of course, their war gear options. Yeah, the Void Reaver Felarch can exchange their pistol for a Neurodisruptor or a Shuriken Rifle. The Felarch can also be equipped with the Mist Shield. All Corsair Void Reavers in the unit can have their Shuriken Pistol or Power Sword replaced with a Shuriken Rifle. For every 5 models in the unit, 1 Void Reaver Aeldari Power Sword or Rifle can be replaced with one of the following: a Corsair Blaster or Corsair Shredder. If the unit contains 10 models, 1 Void Reaver Shuriken Rifle can be replaced with one of the following: a Shuriken Cannon or Wraith Cannon. Very, very cool. Unit composition is the Void Reaver Felarch, 4 to 9 Corsair Void Reavers. Every model is equipped with Shuriken Pistol and Aeldari Power Sword by default. Very, very cool. The Void Scar. Now, this is the character unit that has like all the different crazy characters in it, obviously from the Kill Team. Very, very cool. Stats are 7, 3, 4, 1, 6, and 1. Not bad. Not bad at all. Considering, again, I mean, like, we're determining good, bad versus, like, we don't know the points cost yet of these things. So really it's not, you can't say, oh, this is complete garbage, because if they're really, really low points, then it's really, really good. And if it's really, really high points, then it's complete trash, right? So anyway, ranged weapons, Corsair Blaster, Assault 18 inches, one shot, hitting on 3s. Nice. Corsair Shredder. We looked at Executioner, Anti-Infantry, 2+, and Psychic Weapon. Oh, this must be for the Farseer Duder. It's 3 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 6, -2, doing D3 damage. Oof. Fusion Pistol, we've seen that. Neuro Disruptor, we saw that. Ranger Long Rifle, heavy with precision, 36 inches, one shot, hitting on a 3, 4 up. So you can get that to a 2 because it's a heavy. -1, doing 2 damage. That's actually pretty darn good. Ranger Long Rifle is pretty darn good. I wonder if that regular Rangers have access to the same profile for that. Like, I wonder if, like, weapons are by default within a faction always the same regardless of who's wielding it, or because, you have that variable ballistic skill and variable attacks, and, what I mean? Like, can the profile really change that much between the same titled weapon, right? So, anyway. Shuriken Cannon, we've already looked at that. Shuriken Pistol, Shuriken Rifle, and Wraith Cannon, yeah, we've already looked at that. Aeldari Power Swords, very cool. Paired Hecatari Blades, twin-linked. 4 attacks, 2 up, 3 strength 3, -2, doing 1 damage piece. Not bad. The Witch Staff, Anti-Infantry, 2+, Psychic, 2 attacks, hitting on 2s, 3, doing D3 damage. Not bad at all. Keywords, all models, Infantry, Grenades, Anorath, and Corsair Voidsguard. The Wayseeker, which is the Psyker, has the Psyker keyword. These guys also get the Scout rule. Piratical Raiders. At the start of the battle, select 1 unit from your opponent's army. Each time a model in this unit makes an attack that targets that unit, that attack has lethal hits and precision abilities. Oof. Lethal hits and precision. That's really good. I'm not going to lie. That's really good. I like it. I'm gonna definitely get these Corsairs painted up, and I'm pretty sure the boarding patrol box, I'm pretty sure it's got 2 units of Corsairs in it. So if you really wanted to double up on your Corsairs, Channeler Stones for the War Gear abilities. Once per turn, the first time a saving throw is failed for the bearer's unit, change the damage characteristic of that attack to 0. Once per turn, he can do that. Oof. Falcho. Ranged weapons equipped by models in the bearer's unit have the Ignore Cover ability. Wow. That's handy. That is handy, man. I mean, again, this unit is probably going to be fairly expensive depending on what characters you attach into it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. The Mist Shield gives the bearer a 4-up invulnerable. Not bad. And this is typically for the Felarch, I assume. War gear options. Yeah, they got a bunch of war gear options. Any number of Voidsguard can exchange their pistol and power sword with a rifle. The Felarch Shuriken Pistol can be replaced with the following: Neuro Disruptor and Shuriken Rifle. The Felarch can be equipped with a Mist Shield. I almost said Meat Shield. For every 5 models in the unit, 1 Corsair Voidsguard rifle can be replaced with one of the following: Blaster or Shredder. If the unit contains 10 or more models, they can replace their rifles with the cannon or the Shuriken Cannon. Unit contains 10 or more, the rifles can be replaced with one of the Corsairs can be replaced their rifle with a Ranger Long Rifle. Very cool. If this unit contains 10 models, 1 Corsair Voidsguard Aeldari Power Sword can be replaced with a Fusion Pistol, and 1 Corsair Voidsguard model equipped with a Shuriken Pistol and Aeldari Power Sword can be equipped with 1 Falchu. I always say Falchu. I have no idea how to pronounce that actual word. Would you say that word? Falchu? I always say Falchu, like it's Falcon, but Falchu. But anyway, this unit can contain a maximum of 10 models, 1 Voidsguard Felarch, 4 to 9 Corsair Voidsguard, 0 to 1 Shade Runner, 0 to 1 Way Weaver, 0 to 1 Way Seeker. Very cool. Every Corsair Voidsguard and Voidsguard Felarch is equipped with a Shuriken Pistol and Aeldari Power Sword. The Shade Runner is equipped with a Shuriken Pistol, paired Hecatari Blades. The Soul Weaver is equipped with a pistol, power sword, and Channeler Stones. And the Way Seeker is equipped with a pistol, Executioner, and Witch Staff. Very, very cool. Yeah, I'm definitely have to get this model or this unit painted up. especially for kill team as well. Crimson Hunter. Jeez, we just jumped right over to the Crimson. Oh, maybe it's because it's alphabetical. No, because Void Scarred. That would be at the end, wouldn't it? Anyway, the Crimson Hunter. Movement 20 plus, toughness 8, 3 up, 12 wounds, leadership 6, OC2. Wow, I can read. 0. Ranged weapons, Bright Lance, 36 inches, 1 shot, hitting on a 3, strength 12, -3, D6, +2. Nice. Pulse Laser, 48, 3 shots. Nice. Hitting on 3s, strength 9, -2, doing D6 damage apiece. Nice. I'm going to have to get some Crimson Hunters going. I don't have any. I have Hemlocks. I don't have Crimson Hunter. Oh, wait. No, I have a plane. I do have a model with the intention of making a Crimson Hunter. Oh, man. I got too many models on the go. Star Cannon, 36 inches, 2 shots, hit 3 plus to hit. Strength 8. Nice. I like that the strength went up. But, I mean, in relation to everything else where toughnesses are variable and toughnesses go beyond 10 nowadays, strength 8 might not really be that big a difference. But anyway, -3 AP, doing 2 damage apiece. Very cool. Wraithbone Hull, melee, 3 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 6, no AP, doing 1 damage apiece. This thing's going to get beat up in hand-to-hand. But honestly, if you're relying on this thing to do anything good in hand-to-hand, you're playing it wrong. It can benefit from the Strands of Fate. It is the Sky Hunter. Each time this model makes a ranged attack that targets an enemy unit that can fly, add 1 to the hit roll, add 1 to the wound roll. Ooh, nice. That's nice. So if we're taking out other flyers, he's hitting on 2s and adding 1 to the wound roll. That's cool. To the wound roll, adding 1 to the wound roll. Not the wounds. Wound roll. Nice. When it has 1 to 4 wounds left remaining, each time this model makes an attack, subtract 1 to hit, and it also has a 5-up invulnerable. It is a vehicle, it flies, it's aircraft, it is a Crimson Hunter for the Aeldari. War gear options, this model's 2 star cannons can be replaced with 2 bright lances. Oh, okay, so it comes with star cannons right from the start. It's 2 star cannons, pulse laser, and a wraithbone hull. Interesting. It's only 1 now. Didn't we used to be able to take this in units? I thought we could take this thing in units before. Or is it always 1? Anyway. Dark Reapers for reaping in the dark. Movement 6. So they're a little bit slower than regular Aeldari, which in my opinion makes sense because in the lore, their armor is supposed to be heavy, right? Because they're carrying around these big missile launchers and such, and they can plant themselves in the ground. Kind of like how the Tau broadsides are imagined, that before they fire their guns, they kind of fix their feet and then they shoot. That's kind of what the Dark Reapers are kind of imagined what they do. Anyway. Movement 6, toughness 3, 3 up armor save, 1 wound, strength, leadership 6 plus, 1 OC. The Exarch is pretty much the same except with an extra wound. Very, very cool. Their Aeldari missile launcher looks like it'd be about the same, although the star shot on the Reaper is a strength 10 and ignores cover. So it's not exactly the same as what we saw. See, so the profiles of the weapons can change. So it can't just, say Aeldari missile launcher does this. Because in the hands of a Dark Reaper, it does different things. Now we're getting to it. Now we're getting somewhere, I think. Aeldari missile launcher, sunburst. Its blast ignores cover. 48 inches, D6 shots, hitting on 3s. So staying still, you can add 1 to that. Strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Very, very cool. Oh, that's the Aeldari missile launcher, right? So that's typically what the Exarch gets. The Reaper launcher. See, it's the same. Yeah, it's the same. Yeah. Okay. Ignores, but with the Dark Reapers, though, it gets ignores cover. Probably because that's probably for their rangefinder or something like that. That's why they get the ignore cover. Shuriken pistol or Shuriken cannon ignores cover, sustain hit 1. Pretty much the same stats. Tempest launcher is another option for the Exarch. Blast indirect fire, 2d6 shots at 36 inches, hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Pretty darn cool. Close combat weapon, 2 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. Yeah, again, if you're relying on your Dark Reapers in close combat, you're doing it wrong. Infantry, Dark Reapers keywords, they get benefit from Strands of Fate, inescapable accuracy. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack, you can ignore any and all modifiers to that attack's ballistic skill characteristic and to the hit roll. Wow. And they get a 5-up invulnerable. Wow. That's pretty cool. 3-up with a 5-up. And they can ignore any and all modifiers. I like that. any and all modifiers to the attack's ballistic skill characteristic and to the to hit roll. Dark Reapers are pretty darn good. Not gonna lie, they're pretty darn good. The Exarch has options. You can exchange his Reaper launcher for missile launcher, shuriken cannon, or tempest launcher. Composition is 1 Exarch and 4 to 9 Dark Reapers. Now they say the Exarch, like you automatically have to include the Exarch because you've always been able to, upgrade a model to an Exarch. Yeah, that's one thing I'm noticing here. Yes, you have to take the Exarch. You can't just, not take an Exarch, right? That's interesting. That is interesting. You have to take an Exarch with 4 to 9 Reapers. Every model is equipped with a Reaper launcher. Yeah. That is interesting. I mean, it makes like little difference in the performance of the unit, but yeah, that is interesting that you have to take the Exarch because you always used to be able to not have to take them. So I would assume the unit's points costs are going to reflect that the fact that you have to take the Exarch now. I wonder if all aspect warriors are like that. The Death Jester, movement 8, toughness 3, 6 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. He's got the Shirker Cannon, devastating wounds. Oh, yeah. See, this is really, really interesting. So they can throw these special rules onto the gun and just change up, even though like the profile will be roughly the same. They throw some special rules on it for some extra flavor for the character that is represented in their hands. I think that is very, very interesting. 2 up to hit, strength 6, -1, 2 damage. Yeah, same profile, but you throw in that devastating wounds and this becomes a whole different ballgame for this guy. Jester's Blade is his melee, got 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, no AP, doing 1 damage. Again, if you're relying on your Death Jester in close combat, you've lost the plot. Core, he has Lone Operative, Strands of Fate. Death is not enough. In your shooting phase after this model has shot, if 1 or more of those attacks destroyed an enemy model, that enemy model's unit must take a battle shock test. Ooh. Man, again, with 10th edition, it seems like everything's all about battle shock and breaking your opponent. Very, very interesting. Cruel Amusement. In your shooting phase, 1 model from your army with this ability can use it. If they do, until the end of that phase, select one of the following abilities to apply to that model Shuriken Cannon. Say what? Ignores cover, precision, sustained hits 3. Wow. Sustained hits 3. That's gross. This guy is going to be mowing down people. Mowing them down. Precision, too. That's a nice one because you can basically pick off a character or whatever. Ignores cover. Anybody's being really annoying, hiding behind their walls and what have you. And he's got a 4-up invulnerable save. Nice. Keywords, infantry character, Harlequins, Death Jester, Aeldari. And Aeldari and Harlequins are automatically with the Aeldari. Very, very interesting. They're not their own thing now. So they're folded into the regular Eldar lineup. That's very interesting. I have a Death Jester somewhere. I'm going to have to throw one in, I think. Just have a lone Death Jester running around. Very, very interesting. Very, very cool. War gear options, none. The unit composition is 1 Death Jester. The model is equipped with a Shuriken Cannon and Jester's Blade. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. Oh my God. Sustained hits 3. I'm still laughing about that. I'm still dreaming up the possibilities of shenanigans, what you can do with that kind of crazy crap. Dire Avengers, movement 7, toughness 3, 4-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, OC 1. The Exarch has 1 additional wound, which they typically do, and typically they had the extra lead, weapon skill and bliss skill as well back in the day, but nowadays it doesn't seem to be a case, just an extra wound on the character, so, not a big thing. Ranged weapons, Avenger Shuriken Catapult is assault with lethal hits. Nice. 18-inch range, 3 shots. Wow. Hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Nice. Pistol is assault and pistol. 12-inch, 1 shot. Yeah, okay, nice. Melee, close combat weapon. 2 attacks, 3 up, strength 3, -1, no AP. Dire Sword has devastating wounds. Nice. It's 3 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 4, -2, doing 1 damage. Respectable. respectable for a unit upgrade kind of thing. Or you can take a power glaive, which is 3 attacks, strength hitting on 3s, strength 5, -2, doing 1 damage. So you trade out the devastating wounds for a higher strength. You know, I don't know. I think Dire Sword is actually kind of better. I don't know, devastating wounds, man. Mortal wounds. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Benefit from Strands of Fate, defensive tactic. Each time you target this unit with the Fire Overwatch stratagem, while resolving that stratagem, hits are scored on unmodified rolls of 5+, or unmodified rolls of 4+, instead if the unit is within range of an objective marker you control. That, combined with Assurman, man, this is a solid block. If you had 2-3 units of Dire Avengers with Assurman at the helm, with the winged Autarch close by, you're gross. You're being completely gross, honestly. And I'm totally going to do it. I'm totally here for it. The War Gear abilities, Shimmer Shield. The bearer has a 4 invulnerable, but the unit gets a 5. Very, very cool. The bearer gets, the Exarch has a 4 invulnerable, and the rest of the unit has 5. Very, very interesting. Infantry, grenades, and Dire Avengers, and keyword Aeldari. War Gear options. The Dire Avenger Exarch has the Shuriken Catapult replaced with a Shuriken Pistol and one of the following, the Dire Sword of the Power Glaive. Interesting. If the unit's Exarch is equipped with one of the Avenger Catapults, it can be equipped with an additional Avenger Catapult. Say what? Oh, to represent the old rule where he can have 2 Dire Avenger Catapults. Gotcha. The Exarch can exchange the pistol with the Shimmer Shield. So he's just going to run around with a sword and a Shimmer Shield. Unit composition, 1 Avenger Exarch, 4 to 9 Avengers. Every model is equipped with the Avenger Shuriken Catapult. Yeah, so again, you have to get the Exarch. You have to pay for the Exarch. Very, very interesting. All right, our man Eldorad. Movement 7, toughness 4. See, Eldorad still has his toughness 4. 6 up save. 6 up save. Oof. Only 5 wounds. Ouch. Leadership 6. Again, I would have assumed that these characters, especially Aeldari, would go 5s. OC 1 makes sense. Ranged weapons, a pistol, assault pistol. It's the regular pistol. Mind War, which typically was the psychic power, but now it's an attack. It's anti-character on a 4+. Precision and psychic. This guy is all about targeting using Mind War. Mind War, again, was always about targeting characters or a particular model. And yeah, anti-character on a 4+. Oof. It's only 1, hits on a 2, strength 5, -2, doing D6 damage. Noise. I like it. Melee weapons, the Staff of Ulthamar, and Witchblade. Anti-infantry 2+, and it's psychic, gets 3 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. He's a leader. He benefits from Strands of Fate, Diviner of Futures. At the start of the battle, when making your first Strands of Fate roll an additional 3d6. This means that the roll will consist of 15d6. Okay, so imagine you add your 3d6 to your fate pool, but you still only end up with, no, I guess you just add, because it doesn't say you have to be maximum 12, right? Like, or you start off with 12, but you can, I know that there's other characters that add 1 to the fate, your Strands of Fate roll. So you just roll 15 dice. Doom, it's a psychic. At the start of your shooting phase, you can select 1 enemy unit within 18 inches and visible to the psyker on a roll of 2+ until the end of that turn. Each time a friendly Aeldari model makes an attack that targets that enemy unit, add 1 to the wound roll. Nice. That's very nice. Doom has always been a reroll, and then now it is an add 1 to the wound roll. I think that has more value. Is a wound roll or add 1 to the roll better? That's the question now, right? Is adding 1 to the roll better than a reroll? Because, like, for example, if you say on a 5+, right? If you reroll that, it's still a 1 in 3. But when on a reroll, it doesn't really improve because it's still a 1 in 3 chance of rolling that die versus changing the odds to a 50-50, right? So 5+ becomes a 4+. That's a 50-50. I think adding 1 to the roll is better than a reroll, right? I mean, we'll just stop right there. We'll stop this right then and there. I'm going to let you guys think about that for a moment. Write it down below. What do you guys think? Is adding one to the roll better than a reroll? That is the question of the day for 10th edition. Invulnerable save, 4 up. He's an infantry character, epic hero, psyker, farseer, and he's Eldrad Oathran. And he's Aeldari. Any options? No options, of course. He's only 1. He's an epic hero. The model is equipped with a shuriken pistol, mind war, the staff of Ulthamar, and a witchblade. This model can be attached to the following units: Guardian Defenders, Storm Guardians, and Warlock Conclave. It can be attached to the Warlock Conclave. What? For some added protection, I guess, eh? Man, that's pretty darn cool. Pretty darn cool. Okay, so moving on. Let's look at the Falcon. The Falcon, the all-trusty Falcon. 14-inch move, toughness 9, 3 up save, 12 wounds, 6 leadership, 3 OC. Not too bad. It's got the missile launcher. Missile launcher only has blast in the hands of a Falcon, which only makes sense because we just saw it in the Dark Reapers, and the Dark Reapers get a little bit more. It also has the Bright Lance, Pulse Laser. We've seen these already on the other vehicles. Scatter Laser, range 36 inches, 3 up to hit, strength 5. Actually, that's kind of down a strength. No AP, only 1 damage. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Shuriken Cannon on the vehicle, makes sense. Star Cannon, loses a shot. The Star Cannon on the Crimson Hunter, I believe, had 3 shots, did it not? Or did it have 2? I don't remember now. No, maybe it was only 2, yeah. Anyway, Wraithbone Hull, 3 attacks, strength 4, 6, no AP, doing 1 damage. Again, not really what this thing was made for. Core has Deadly Demise, so when it dies, does D3 wounds. Deep Strike, very nice. Strands of Fate, fire support. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select 1 enemy unit hit by 1 or more of those attacks. Until the end of that turn, each time a friendly model that disembarks from this transport this turn makes an attack that targets the enemy unit, you can re-roll the wound roll. Very, very interesting. And when it's on his last 1 to 4 wounds, you subtract 1 from its to hit rolls. Not too bad. Pretty consistent for vehicles. It has the vehicle, transport, fly, and falcon keywords, and it is Aeldari. On the back of the card, its options are it can exchange its scatter laser with one of the following: a missile launcher, bright lance, shuriken cannon, or star cannon. It can also replace its shuriken catapults with a shuriken cannon. Very, very cool. Giving it 2 shuriken cannons, still a viable option, and shuriken cannons are pretty darn good these days, so, might want to consider that. It is 1 Falcon. It is equipped with a pulse laser, scatter laser, twin shuriken catapult, and Wraithbone Hull. Very, very interesting. Transport. This model can transport 6 Aeldari infantry models. Each Wraith construct model takes up 2 models. It cannot transport jump pack models. That's pretty close to what it was before. And Wraith construct units take up 2. I mean, does that mean a Wraith Lord can jump in this thing? I don't know. I don't think so. That doesn't make a lot of sense. If a Wraith Lord can jump in a Falcon, but I guess we'll probably find out something maybe in the rules for it. It can't be transported because just leaving it as a broad Wraith construct kind of ruling makes it kind of OP, I think. Movement 7+ on a Farseer, toughness 3, 6 up save, 4 wounds, 6 leadership, and OC 1. Yeah, I mean, like, I guess whenever I'm talking about like getting the 5+ on these guys, realistically, I guess they are not like in the previous editions where they relied heavily on their leadership value other than for break checks. So it is kind of a bit of a difference. I mean, the 6 up is pretty good, but I think a 5 up would have been a bit more of their standing as far as, being characters and, having really good leadership. Ranged weapons, Eldritch Storm, Blast, and Psychic, 24-inch, D6, 3, hitting on a 3, strength 6, -2, doing D3 damage. It's a nice ability. He's also got the Shuriken Pistol and Singing Spear, which is Assault with Psychic, 12-inch range, 1 shot, hitting on a 2, strength 9, no AP, doing 3 damage straight up. It used to be D3 for Singing Spear. But otherwise, all of that kind of remains the same. The fact that it's assault is really kind of nice. Singing Spear in close combat is a psychic melee, 2 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 3, no AP, doing 3 damage. Again, usually with the Farseer, if you're in close combat with these guys, you're not really relying on their abilities to fight in close combat. Witchblade is anti-infantry on a 2+. I'm not sure why they don't give the Singing Spear anti-infantry in the melee side of things, but because again, with the Singing Spears, which is why I always took them, was that they were really darn good because they had a dual role. You can make the shooting attack as well as fight within close combat. Here, a Singing Spear in close combat isn't quite as good as it used to be. And, I'm wondering if that's why they're going with more Witchblades so that, you're using more Witchblades in your army comps. I don't know, but yeah, so Witchblades get the anti-infantry, and Singing Spears basically are very low strength. High damage, low strength. Take your pick, really. Core, they're a leader. Faction, Strands of Fate. Branching Fates is a psychic. Once per turn, when you use a fate dice to substitute a role made for a model or unit within 12 inches of the Farseer model from your army, one model from your army with this ability can use it. If it does, the result of that fate dice is first changed to a 6. Very, very handy. That one's a very, very handy one. And Farseer, in my opinion, with that Branching Fates ability, yeah, it's kind of an auto-include because with all these different ways of, benefiting from your fate dice, and it feels like, yeah, you really want to be using your fate dice a lot, right? You really, and I think that's why you get like 12, because you're going to burn through these things pretty fast. And, you want to take units that can add to your fate pool or change your fate pool or, make more efficient use of your fate pool. And I can really see like a lot of these characters having a lot of time on the tabletop. And it's really, really hard now because Farseers, Autarchs, Avatar, Phoenix Lords, they've always struggled to get included in an army or build your army around these kinds of things. And yeah, it's going to be tough. It's a tough call because I always take a Farseer on jet bike. And yeah, I'm very, very curious to see how that's going to go. Because obviously it's probably going to have different abilities because now they've made very distinct differences between on foot and winged or flying versions of these characters, and they have different abilities, right? Between the Autarch being on foot or having wings or on jet bike, those were all 3 different Autarchs. And that's very, very interesting because they've always been kind of just the same character with just different war gear options in the past, but now they're separate units. Very, very interesting. Again, I guess it really plays out more once we get a look at the points values of these units to really kind of gauge whether or not, these things are really, really good or, very, very efficient or very, very inefficient, right? So it's very interesting. Fortune, Psychic, in your command phase, you can roll 1d6 and on a 2+ select one friendly Aeldari unit that's within 12 inches of this psyker until the start of your next command phase. Each time an attack targets that unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Very handy. Not quite what it used to be for Fortune, but subtracting 1 from the wound roll, that is kind of big, right? Because again, it changes 2 ups to 3 ups, changes 3 ups to 4 ups, right? So even a regular kind of 4 up, like if you put this on, I don't know why you would, but let's say, for example, the Avatar. Well, everybody who's going to focus a bunch of heavy weapons at the Avatar, well, you're subtracting 1. So like he's already a high toughness, which means a lot of weapons are already struggling with hitting him on a 4+ or wounding him on a 4+ or wounding him on a 3+. And now they're getting worse by subtracting 1 from that. I think that's very, very interesting. I wouldn't really use Fortune on an Avatar unless, of course, I knew the Avatar needed to really, really survive a turn. I would use it, but otherwise, no. It most likely would go on something a little squishier, something that really kind of needs the ability, right? He also has a 4-up invulnerable save, but that's typical for Farseer with the, the rune armor, as it were. Character, Infantry, Psyker, Farseer, and he's for the Aeldari. We'll look at the options. Which blade can replace with Singing Spear? Okay, very cool. Now, I'm curious, when you replace Witchblades with Singing Spears or any of these other war gear options, does that change the overall value of the unit? Or is it going to be, you set unit cost and whatever options you take, that's what they factor into the points cost for that unit. I have no idea. Once we look at the points cost, then we can really gauge whether or not some things are really good or really kind of, poor, right? They are one Farseer equipped with a Shuriken Pistol, Eldritch Storm, and Witchblade. They are a leader. This can be a unit can be attached to Guardian Defender, Storm Guardians, and a Warlock Conclave. Pretty typical. Pretty typical. Farseer on Sky Runner. 14-inch move, toughness 4. There he is, toughness 4. 3-up save, 5 wounds, 6 leadership, OC 2. Ranged weapons, Eldritch Storms, Blast, Psychic, 24-inch. Nice. Pistol, Assault Pistol, 12. Looks to be the same. Singing Spears, Assault with Psychic, 12-inch, 3903. Okay. Twin Shuriken Catapults, Assault Twin Linked. Yeah, looks pretty much the same. Singing Spears, Psychic, Witchblade. This is all pretty much the same. He's a leader, Strands of Fate. Branching Fates. Once per turn, when you use a Fate dice substitute a roll within 12 inches of the model, one of your army ability, you can change it to a 6. Okay. And he gets Guide. This one gets Guide. So the Skyrunner, Farseer Skyrunner gets Guide. In your command phase, you can roll 1d6 on a 2+, select one friendly Aeldari unit within 12 inches of this psyker until the start of your next command phase. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can re-roll the to hit roll. Very interesting. That's cool. Yeah, I like the re-roll. Again, it kind of takes it back to the, which is better? Is it a +1 or re-roll? Which is better, right? I'm sure some of you math heads out there can, not math heads can tell me what the probabilities and, the math on that, because I'm sure plenty of people are out there. Maybe it's already been done. I have no idea. Invulnerable save, 4+, nice. So 3-up and a 4-up. He's mounted, character, fly, psyker, Farseer, and Farseer Sky Runner. He's Aeldari. Very, very cool. Options, no options other than switch this Witchblade for a Singing Spear, which I usually take myself. One Farseer model can be equipped with a Shuriken Pistol, Twin Shuriken Catapult, Eldritch Storm, and Witchblade. The leader ability, this model can be attached to the following units: a Warlock Skyrunner Conclave and Wind Riders. Very, very nice. Fire Dragons, the Dragons of Fire. 7-inch move, toughness 3, 3-up save, 1 wound, 6 leadership, and 1 OC. The Exarch just gets an additional wound. They get their fusion guns, which is Assault Melt of 3. Nice. 1 attack, hitting on a 3, strength 9, -4, D6 wounds. The Dragon's Breath Flamer ignores cover and torrent. Oof. It's only 12 inches though. What did we see earlier? That was, the Void Scarred. They had an 18-inch flaming attack. Interesting. It's only strength 6, -1, doing 1 damage. Fire Pike is a melt of 3, 18 inches, 1 shot, hitting on a 3, strength 12, -4, D6 damage. That's pretty cool. The Fire Pike was always kind of like the multi-melta. So that's very interesting. Close combat weapons, they get 2 attacks each, hitting on 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. Again, Fire Dragons in close combat. If you're relying on your Fire Dragons in close combat, you've lost the plot. Faction, Strands of Fate, Assured Destruction. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets a monster or vehicle unit, reroll wound roll of 1 and reroll damage rolls of 1. Very, very handy. And they have a 5-up invulnerable save. That is cool. Yeah, getting the extra reroll, rerolling your 1s on damage and wounds. Very, very handy. Makes them very, very efficient vehicle and monster hunters. Very, very cool. Infantry, grenades, and fire dragon, and they are Aeldari. War gear options. The Exarch can exchange their fusion gun for a Dragon Breath Flamer or Fire Pike. The unit composition is 1 Exarch and 4 to 9 Fire Dragon. Each model is equipped with fusion gun, close combat weapon. Pretty handy. Again, Exarchs, yeah. So it seems like Exarchs and such are auto-includes. You have to include them. I'm curious to see, like, once we get access to the points values, comparatively, how do they stack up with previous iterations of them. Fire Prism, 14-inch moves, toughness 9, 3-up save, 12 wounds, leadership 6, OC 3. Prism Cannon. Now, we've seen the rules for this, as we've seen it on the Warhammer community articles. Dispersed Pulse has got blast 60 inches, 2d6, nice. Hitting on 3, strength 6, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. That's very, very respectable. That even makes regular Space Marines saving on a 4 and getting smoked with 2 wounds. That's pretty darn good. Focused Lances has got linked fire, which we know from the linked fire that they can link obviously more fire prisms together. 2 attacks, hitting on 3, 18-inch. or strength 18, -4, doing straight 6 damage. Oof, that's pretty cool. And the link fire, when selected targets for this unit or for this weapon, you can measure range and determine visibility from another friendly fire prism model that is visible to the bearer. Very, very cool. I wonder if you had 2 fire prisms, one fire prism that has visibility to, enemy, he fires. And then so you go to this fire prism and he can link fire and he can put his shot through that other prism. So effectively, you have multiple shots coming out of one prism, out of one prism's position, I should say. But interesting. Shuriken cannon on a vehicle, sustained hit 1. Yeah, Shuriken cannon is pretty much the same. Catapult, assault twin linked, 18-inch, nice. Wraithbone hull, yeah, looks pretty good. Deadly Demise, D3, Strands of Fate, Crystal Targeting Matrix. It's not just Crystal Matrix. It used to be Crystal Targeting Matrix. Each time this model is selected to shoot, you can reroll 1 hit roll. You can reroll 1 wound roll when resolving those attacks. Very, very handy. So even without the link fire, because the link fire used to be offered that reroll, but now just because of the Crystal Targeting Matrix now, you can just reroll your hit roll and reroll 1 wound roll. Man, that's hard to say. When it's brought down to 1 to 4 wounds, you subtract 1 from its to hit rolls, keywords, vehicle, fly, and fire prism, and it's for Aeldari. Options, catapult can be swapped out for the cannon and is equipped with a prism cannon, 2 are twin shuriken catapult, and wraithbone hull. Again, we'll know more once we get into the points values of whether or not that's efficient or not. But Fugen. Anyway, I let me know if I'm pronouncing these right or what have you, or how do you pronounce them, I suppose. And if you do, spell it out phonetically in the comments. Movement 7, toughness 3, 2-up save, 5 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. And he's got the Seer Song. Ooh, that's a new name for his gun. Seer Song. It's a beam, sustain hits D3, hoof, 12-inch range, strength, or attacks 3, hitting on 2s, strength 8, -3, doing 2 damage. Wow. Or the Seer Song can fire in Lance, Melta 6, 18 inches, 1 shot, hitting on a 2, strength 14, -4, doing D6 damage. Hoof. And then his Fire Axe, melee, 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5, -4, doing 3 damage. Man, this guy is not kidding. He has Feel No Pain on a 5+. He's a leader. He's got the Burning Lance. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Wow. Fire Dragon's running around with an extra hit, or extra to hit roll. Add 1, I should say. Excuse me. So instead of 3+, they're 2+. That's very efficient. That's very efficient. Unquenchable Resolve. The first time this model is destroyed, roll 1d6 at the end of the phase on a 2+. Set this model back up on the battlefield as close to possible where it was destroyed and not within engagement range of enemy units with its full wounds remaining. That's the Phoenix Gem. Nice. Gets it for free. Nice. Invulnerable save 4+. Infantry character, epic hero, Phoenix Lord, Fugen, and he's for the Aeldari. Nice. War gear options? None. It's 1 Fugen, who's an epic hero. The model is equipped with the Seer Song and the Fire Axe, and the model can be attached to Fire Dragons. Of course he can be attached to Fire Dragons. Guardian Defenders, movement 7, toughness 3, 4-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6. Leadership 6, even on Guardians, is pretty darn good. I would have thought like a 7, but no, they get 6. Guardian Defender and their weapon platform. The weapon platform has an extra wound, but no OC. Ranged weapons. So this is for the platform. Missile launcher, Starshot and Sunburst. Gets blast. Bright Lance. Scatter laser. Sorry, I'm just quickly kind of reading through and seeing if there's any obvious differences. And I'm not really seeing any. They're pretty straightforward. Close combat weapons. They only get 1 attack, hitting on a 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. They benefit from Strands of Fate. They are Defenders of Fate. At the end of your command phase, for each objective marker you control that has 1 or more units from your army with this ability within range of it, roll 1d6 and add it to your Fate dice pool, displaying the result you just rolled. Nice. Each objective marker you control. That's pretty cool. for each objective marker you control. So if you control 2, you get 2 dice. Ooh. See, again, with these units, man, like it used to be, you never take Guardians, but now Defenders of Fate and taking Guardians and controlling objectives with them makes a lot of sense if you want to keep your Fate dice pool running, right? Because Fate dice, I think is way better than any kind of stratagems that you might want to, use command points for and stuff like that, right? Crude platform. When the last Guardian Defender model in this unit is destroyed, any remaining heavy weapon platform models in this unit are also destroyed. They are infantry, battle line guardians, or grenades, guardians, and guardian defenders. The Guardian Defender weapon options. The platform can exchange its stricken cannon with the Aeldari missile launcher, bright lance, or scatter laser, or 1-star cannon. The unit is 10 Guardian Defenders, 1 heavy weapon platform. So you have to take a heavy weapon platform now with your Guardians. I think that's kind of interesting. Unit composition is 1 heavy weapon platform. It's not 0 to 1. It's 1. You have to take a heavy weapon platform. You have to take this heavy weapon. That's very interesting that they make it that way, that you can't just, I want to include it. It's 1. Every Guardian Defender is equipped with a shuriken catapult and 1 close combat weapon. The heavy weapon platform is equipped with a shuriken cannon and close combat weapon. Wait, the platform is equipped with a close combat weapon? Wait. So 11. So yeah, I guess if it's, you have to include a heavy weapon platform. I mean, I guess it gets to defend itself. I mean, if tanks can defend themselves, the heavy weapon platform can defend itself, right? I guess that's the thinking there. My favorite, the Hemlock Wraith Fighter, movement 20 plus, toughness 8, 3 up, save 12 wounds, leadership 6, OC 0. Now here's where it gets really interesting. The ranged weapons, the heavy D scythe is blast. Nice. It doesn't have the torrent anymore. It doesn't have, like, it used to be like a flamer, right? So anyway, 18-inch range, D6 attacks, hitting on 4s. Interesting. Strength 12, -4, doing 2 damage. That's not bad. It's not quite as devastating as what it used to be, but I think what it used to be was kind of broke. Wraithbone Hull, melee, 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 6, no AP, and doing 1 damage. Strands of Fate. It doesn't have the Deadly Demise. Interesting. Mindshock Pod is an aura psychic. While an enemy unit is within 9 of this model, subtract 1 from the Battleshock leadership test taken for that unit. Battleshock and leadership test taken for that unit. Used to be a 12-inch range. Probably 12-inch range is probably just a little too big, considering that this guy can go pretty much anywhere. So yeah, 9-inch. I don't think it's that huge, but it is an aura bubble. So effectively, it's an area of 18 inches around this model that units are subtracting. And this game seems to be a lot about Battleshock and leadership. So yeah, especially if you want to shake somebody off objectives and get your Guardians in position, this is the guy to do it. It's a vehicle, fly, aircraft, psyker, Wraith construct. So can it get in a Falcon? No, I'm just kidding. Hemlock Wraith Fighter, Aeldari. Very, very cool. Very cool. I'm sure that the rules are for transports. It probably covers that, like when I was asking earlier about a Wraith Lord getting in a Falcon. But anyway, war gear options, none. It is 1 Hemlock Wraith Fighter, and the model is equipped with 2 heavy D-size Wraithbone Hull. Okay, wait. It's equipped with 2. So heavy D-scythe. So it gets 2d6 attacks? Okay. That's a little bit better. I mean, it's still a really good gun. It's hitting on 4s though, but there are ways to mitigate that. But yeah. 2d6 attacks? I'm reading that right? It's 2 heavy D-scythes. That's it's kind of gross. I think that's pretty much what it was before, but before it was more like a flamer attack. So it didn't even rely on the model's ballistic skill, again, which was kind of the broken aspect of using that plane. But anyway, Howling Banshees, movement 8, nice. Toughness 3, expected. 4 up save, expected. 1 wound, expected. Leadership 6+, very good, expected. OC 1, okay. Exarch gets 1 additional wound, no biggie there. Ranged weapons, shuriken pistol, assault pistol, and same thing, same stats. The Triskel Triskel has got Assault. It's 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 up, -2, 1 damage. That's for the Exarch, most likely. At least in the past, that's always been for the Exarch. Melee weapons, which a melee squad should have some options here. Banshee Blade is 3 attacks, nice. Hitting on 3, strength 4, -3, doing 1 damage. Very, very good against marine type of units, against Imperial Guard, Orcs, stuff like that. Not so great. Executioners of 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 5 up, strength, -2, doing 2 damage. Nice. Mirror Swords, 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, -3, doing 1. Just going for those more attacks. And the Triskel, 5 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 3, -2, doing 1 damage. So if you equip the Exarch with that throwing star, you know, you get some options. Abilities, Core, fights first. Nice. Faction, Strands of Fate. Acrobatic, the unit is eligible to declare a charge in the turn in which it advanced or fell back. That's very cool. That's very cool. Automatically, Banshees can already do a fire and fade kind of thing, or, you know, fall back and charge back in kind of thing, just to make sure they always kind of fight first, right? Invulnerable. This invulnerable save is improved to 4+ against melee attacks. Oh, so they get a 5 up, but in melee, they get a 4 up. Oh, this makes Banshees really tasty. I like it. Yes. Huh. Sorry, I'm getting excited here. Options, the Exarch and exchange their Banshee Blade with an Executioner or a Triskel. They can exchange their Shuriken Pistol and Banshee Blade with the Mirror Swords, of course, because it takes 2 hands. Unit comp is the Banshee Exarch, 4 to 9 Banshees. Every model is equipped with a pistol and a blade. And they have the Infantry and Howling Banshees rule. Illic Night Spear, movement 7, toughness 3, 5 up save, 3 wounds, only 3 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. Ranged weapons, Shuriken Pistol, Assault Pistol. Okay, yeah. It's not bad. Voidbringer, his sniper rifle, has devastating wounds, heavy and precision, 48-inch range. Oof, this guy can take care of whoever's on the tabletop is annoying you. It's only got 1 shot. Hitting on a 2, strength 6, -3, doing 3 damage apiece. That is kind of, it was coupled with heavy, devastating wounds. Yeah, that's kind of handy, man. That's handy. Melee gets Power Sword, 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -2, and 1 damage. Interesting. Core abilities is Infiltrator, Leader, and Stealth. Nice. Strands of Fate. Bringer of the True Death. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, you can reroll the wound. Very handy. Hunter Unseen. This model's unit can only be selected as the target of a ranged attack if the attacking model is within 12. Nice. Invulnerable save, 5 up. This model has a 5 invulnerable save against ranged attacks. So you only have a 5 up save. So in melee, he's kind of boned. But with only 3 wounds, he's kind of boned anyway. But anyway, Infantry, Character, Epic Hero, and Illic Night Spear for the Aeldari, where your options are 0. He's 1 Epic Hero, has the Voidbringer, Pistol, and Power Sword, and can be attached to Ranger units. Nice. Jane Czar, here's one of my favorite Phoenix Lords as well. Movement 8, Toughness 3, 2 up save, 5 wounds, Leadership 6, and 1 OC. Ranged weapons, the Silent Death with Assault, 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, -2, doing 1 damage, noise. The Blade of Destruction, Strike, is 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, -3, doing 2 damage. And the Sweep is 12 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -3, doing 1 damage. Man, that's where she comes in dealing with the crowds. She's the crowd pleaser. She also has Fight First and is Leader, Strands of Fate, Storm of Silence. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. She makes Banshees really, really good. Oh my gosh. Whirling Death once per turn. You can target this model's unit with Heroic Intervention Stratagem for 0 CP, and can do so even if you already use that stratagem on a different unit this phase. She has a 4 up invulnerable. That's very, very cool. I don't know. Which do you think would get more use, the heroic intervention or the Overwatch? I think Overwatch is far more useful. I think. Infantry character, epic hero, Phoenix Lord Jane Czar. She's Aeldari. Warrior options, none. She's one epic hero. She has the Silent Death and Blade of Destruction, and she leads Howling Banshees. Of course she does. Karandras. Movement 7, toughness 3. Again, I can't get over these Phoenix Lords being toughness 3s. That's kind of throwing me for a bit of a loop. 2 up save, 5 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. Ara's Bane. Assault and pistol, 2 attacks, 2 up to hit, 5 strength, 1 minus 1 AP, 2 damage. That's pretty good for a pistol. 2 shots. Yeah. Melee weapons, Ara's Bane. Sustained hits 1. Nice. 5 attacks with that. Hitting on 2. Strength 8, minus 3, doing 2 damage. That's got to be the power arm, the claw, the power claw. What is it? Asir Mathil. Sustained hits 1. Melee. 8 attacks. 2 up. Strength 6, minus 1, 1 damage. That's got to be the sword. Man. Infiltrator and leader, Strands of Fate, Shadow Hunter. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. Very, very nice. Sustained Assault. Each time this model makes a melee attack, if it made a charge move this turn, a successful unmodified hit roll of 4+ scores a critical. Wow. So each time he makes and if it was made on his charge move, on a 4+ scores a critical hit. So on 4+, wow, on those 5 attacks and 8 attacks, sustained hits on, oh my gosh. This character is going to pull up a whole bunch of attacks at strength 8, minus 3, doing 2 damage apiece. This guy's going to be mowing through troops. Scorpion's Bite, melee weapons equipped by the bearer have the devastating wounds ability and target units without the Titanic keyword. And he gets a 4-up invulnerable. Scorpion's Bite. Oh, so it's the rule. And he automatically, why wouldn't they just add devastating wounds to the weapon profile? Like for Ara's Bane and Asir Methyl. Anyway, why wouldn't the devastating wounds just be on the thing there as opposed to, I guess probably because it's got that Titanic, that caveat for the Titanic, I guess. Infantry character, epic hero, and Phoenix Lord Karandras. Options 0, 1 epic hero, equipped with Ara's Bane, Asir Methyl, man, and the Scorpion's Bite. They can lead striking scorpions, of course. Mogan Ra, there he is, Mogan Ra's movement 7, toughness 3, 2 up save, 5 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. The Mogatar, I've always said it that way, Mogatar. Anyway, devastating wounds, ignores cover. It's a 36 inches, 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 7, minus 1, 2 damage. Nice. Melee, 5 attacks, 2 up, strength 6, minus 2, doing 2 damage. Nice. He's a leader, benefits from Strands of Fate, Harvester of Soul. While this model is leading a unit, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 to the hit roll. That's very, very cool. Makes the Dark Reapers very, very nice. Face of Death. Each time this model makes an attack that targets a unit that is below half strength, you can re-roll, hit roll, and you can re-roll the wound roll. And he has a 4-up invulnerable. Okay. Oh, so it's the Faces of Death that only affects him. It doesn't affect the Dark Reapers. Okay, that's fine. Keywords, infantry character, epic hero, Phoenix Lord Mogan Ra for the Aeldari. Options 0, Mogan Ra. Mogan Ra doesn't have epic character, but it's in his keywords. But they have all said epic hero right beside their name, but his doesn't say that. I don't know why. It doesn't really matter because it's in his keywords. But anyway, equipped with the Mogatar and it can be attached to Dark Reaper. Imagine it can only be attacked by Dark Reapers. Next up is the Night Spinner. 14-inch move, toughness 9, 3 up save, 12 wounds, leadership 6, OC 3. Doomweaver. Got a paragraph of special rules. It's got blast, devastating wounds, indirect fire, twin linked. Man, they want more people take this weapon option for this tank. I imagine because nobody takes this tank. I've never seen this tank on the tabletop. And you know, because in the past it really wasn't, you know, it was more for anti-infantry, and everybody always, you know, goes for the mass hard infantry. So, you know, you rarely ever saw this tank get used. Anywho, 48-inch range, D6 plus 3 with blast, very, very handy. 3 up to hit, strength 7, no AP, doing 2 damage apiece. 2 damage apiece makes this very, very good, especially if you're targeting marine type armies. Against orcs and stuff like that, I mean, you're smoking them all day long, but yeah. And indirect fire with devastating wounds. Yeah, that's pretty darn good. Like, even if you get Marines with their regular 3-up save, that's fine. They're going to fail some, and each failed wound with that many attacks, yeah, you're going to get a few. Shuriken Cannon, stats look about the same. Twin Shuriken Catapult, Assault Twin Linked. Yeah, it looks about the same. Wraithbone Hull is about the same. Deadly Demise, D3. Strands of Fate, Monofilament Web. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, if one or more of those attacks made with its Doom Weaver scored a hit against an enemy unit, that enemy unit is pinned until the end of your opponent's next turn. While the unit is pinned, subtract 2 from that unit's move characteristic, and that unit cannot advance. That is very, very interesting. You're automatically pinned after being hit by this thing. Yeah. You just have to score a hit. Doesn't have to kill anybody. It just has to score a hit. You're automatically pinned. Very, very interesting. Then, of course, when you're down to 1 to 4 wounds, you subtract 1 from the hit rolls. Keywords are vehicle, fly, and night spinner. Very, very nice for the Aeldari options. Can swap out the catapults for the cannon. 1 night spinner, and it has the Doom Weaver, Twin Shuriken Catapult, and Wraithbone Hull. Prince Uriel. Movement 7, toughness 3, 3-up save, 4 wounds, 6 leadership, 1 OC. Ranged weapons, the Eye of Wrath, assault, 6-inch range, 1 shot, hitting on a 2, strength 6, -3, doing 2 damage. Not bad, you're not relying on it. Spear of Twilight is a melee weapon with 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, strength 6, -3, 3 damage. That's pretty darn good. He's a leader, Strands of Fate, Hero of Iyanden. While this model is leading a unit, add 1 to the objective control characteristic of models in that unit. Very, very handy. I wonder who he can be attached to. I guess we'll find out. Prince of Corsairs. If your army includes this model, after both players have deployed their army, select up to 3 Aeldari units from your army and redeploy them. Ooh. When doing so, you can set those units up in strategic reserves if you wish, regardless of how many units are already in strategic reserves. Has a 4 invulnerable. Wow. I like that. I like that a lot. That's kind of like the old stratagem for, you know, moving the units around. Yeah. I've used that one before, but now Uriel gets it just for free. I think that's pretty darn cool. It makes him, you know, an option for a lot of the Aeldari tactician players out there. Keywords, infantry, character, epic hero, and Prince Uriel for Aeldari. No options. 1 epic hero, equipped with the Eye of Wrath and Spirit Twilight. This model can be attached to the following units: Corsair Void Reavers, Corsair Void Scarred. Void Scarred would be really good. Guardian Defenders, and Storm Guardians. Very cool. Next up is the Rangers. 7-inch move, toughness 3, 5-up save, 1 wound, 6 leadership, 1 OC. Ranger long rifle has heavy and precision, 36-inch, 1 shot, hitting on a 3, strength 4, -1, doing 2 damage. Very good. That's actually really good. It's only 1 shot, but, you know, I mean, Rangers only ever had 1 shot anyway, so, I mean, you know, don't get greedy, people. Shuriken Pistol is assault and a pistol, pretty straightforward. Hits on a 2, though. Well, I guess because you can get the rifle up to a 2 up as well if you stay still. Close combat. 1 attack, hitting on a 3, strength 3, doing 1 damage. Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of desperation at that point, you know, if you're throwing attacks. They have the core infiltrators and stealth. Very, very nice. Strands of Fate. Path of the Outcast. Once per turn, when an enemy unit ends a normal, advance, or fallback move within 9 of this unit, if this unit is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, it can make a normal move up to D6 as if it were your movement phase. Very, very cool. That's handy. That's Yeah, that's really good for kind of just getting out of the way, as long as you roll well. But I imagine you can fate that, right? Invulnerable save, 5 up. Models in this unit have a 5 invulnerable save against ranged attacks. They have the infantry and rangers keyword. Options, 0, 5 to 10 rangers. Every model is equipped with a ranger long rifle, shuriken pistol, and close combat weapon. Oh, they don't get the little funky upgrades anymore. Aww. Yeah, the little doodad. Like the little ranger there that has the doodad in their hand. Aww. They don't get that no more? Boo earns. Shadow Seer, movement 8, toughness 3, 6 up save, 4 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1. Has the Neural Disruptor, anti-infantry on a 2+, assault and pistol. It's only 1 shot, hitting on a 2, strength 4, doing 1 damage. Also has the Shuriken Pistol. So I imagine you probably swap out the Shuriken Pistol for the Neural Disruptor. Mist Stave. It's a psychic melee, 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 5, -1, doing D3 damage. That's actually pretty darn good. Leader and stealth for core rules, faction, Strands of Fate, Fog of Dreams, psychic. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit have the stealth ability. Very cool. That's very, very cool. Twilight Pathways, a psychic. At the start of your movement phase, 1 model from your army with this ability can use it. If it does, until the end of that turn, you can re-roll advanced rolls made for that model's unit, and that model's unit is eligible to declare a charge in the turn in which it advanced. Oh, slap this guy with Harlequins and go beat up some stuff. Yeah, that sounds really cool. Invulnerable save of 4+. Keywords, infantry characters, psychic grenades, Harlequins, Shadow Seer. Options, can replace the pistol with the Neuro Disruptor. 1 Shadow Seer, equipped with the pistol and Mistave. Leader, you can go with the troops. Go and just hang out with the troops. Shining Spears, here we go. Movement 14, toughness 4, 3 up save, 2 wounds. 2 wounds, nice. Leadership 6, OC 2. The Exarch gets an extra wound, otherwise pretty much the same profile. Ranged weapons, Laser Lance has assault, 6-inch range, 1 shot, hitting on a 3, strength 6, -2, doing 2 damage, respectable. Shuriken Cannon, sustained hits 1, 24-inch, 3 shots, hitting on 3, strength 6, -1, doing 2. Very good. Star Lance, that's the Exarch upgrade. Assault, strength 6-inch range, 1 shot, hitting on a 2, strength 9, -3, doing 2. Very cool. And then twin Shuriken Catapults, assault twin linked, 18 inches, 2 shots, and rest is normal. Melee weapons, the Laser Lance has lance, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, -2, doing 2 damage. Pretty cool. The Paragon Saber, 6 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, -2, doing 2 damage. Pretty darn good. The Star Lance has the Lance keyword for melee, 4 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -3, doing 2 damage apiece. The Lance rule. Nice. Faction, Strands of Fate, Acrobatic Grace. Each time an attack targets this unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll. That is very, very cool. That's very, very cool. -1 off this unit. That's very, very cool. They also get the Shimmer Shield. The Bearer has a 4-up invulnerable save. The unit has a 5-up invulnerable save. If the unit advances or makes a charge move until the start of your next phase, this invulnerable save is improved to 4+. So if you charge or advance, it goes up. Dang. Oh man, it's a good thing I got 2 boxes of these guys. Mounted Fly Shining Spears for the Aeldari. Options, the Exarch can exchange their Laser Lance for the Paragon Saber or the Star Lance. The Exarch can take the twin Shuriken Catapults and replace it with a Shuriken Cannon. Can replace it with a Shuriken Cannon? I didn't see Shuriken Cannon in the profile. Well, it's there. The Exarch can be equipped with a Shimmer Shield. Nice. Yeah, see the way they list these options, I assume that these points values, you change the value, right? You probably +1, +10, plus whatever, right? Exarch and 2 to 5 spears. So a unit of 6. Okay. Every model is equipped with Laser Lance and twin Shuriken Catapults. Very, very cool. Shroud Runners, this is a brand new unit that was introduced in the, the Omens one, the Omens box set. 14-inch move, toughness 4, 4-up save, 3 wounds, 6 leadership, and 2 OC. Ranger long rifle has precision. Hits on a 3. Okay. Doesn't have heavy. Well, because they're on jet bike anyway, right? Scatter laser. Pretty much what we've seen. Shuriken pistols. Pretty much as we've seen. Close combat weapon. Only 1 attack. Pretty weak. Scout move. 9-inch. Nice. With stealth. Ooh. Strands of Fate. Target acquisition. At the start of your shooting phase, select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches of and visible to this unit until the end of that phase. Ranged weapons equipped by friendly Aeldari models have the lethal hits ability when targeting that unit. What? At the start of your shooting phase, select 1 enemy unit within 12 and invisible to this unit. Till the end of that phase, ranged weapons equipped by friendly Aeldari units have the lethal hits ability when targeting that unit. Huh. Man, this kind of makes you want to just throw this up the middle and, like, going to shoot some people over here, target something heavy, and everybody gets lethal hits on that enemy. Vulnerable save is 5 up. Models in this unit have a 5 vulnerable save against ranged attacks, and they are mounted fly shroud runners for the Aeldari. War gear options 0, 3 to 6 runners. Every model is equipped with a ranger long rifle. Every model is equipped with a ranger long rifle, scatter laser, shuriken pistol, and close combat weapon. Oh, right, because every bike has the scatter laser. That's right. So yeah, there's tons of firepower that comes out of this unit, right? Because you can precision your rifles towards something that you want to get rid of. You scatter laser up the troops, pistol if you need it, close combat weapons if you're in dire trouble, and you mark somebody for lethal hits. That's pretty darn good. Skyweavers, 14-inch move, toughness 4, 4-up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, 2 OC. Shuriken cannon, sustain hit 1, pretty much the same. Star bolas, 12-inch range, D3 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 7, -2, doing 2 damage. Not bad. Haywire cannon, anti-vehicle on a 4+ with devastating wounds at only 24-inch range, 2 hits, hitting on a 3, strength 3, -1, doing 3 damage. Dang. Anti-vehicle on a 4+ though. It's not bad. Not bad at all. That's fairly decent way of getting some damage on a vehicle for sure. Melee weapons, close combat weapon as 4 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. Zephyr glaive, 4 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 5, -1, doing 2 damage. Handy. They've got the Strands of Fate, scything swipes. Each time this unit ends a normal move, you can select 1 enemy unit, excluding monster or vehicle, that it moved over during that move. If you do, roll 1d6 for each model in this unit. For each 4+, that enemy unit suffers 1 mortal wound. That's pretty darn cool. That's really cool. And they have a 4-up invulnerable save with no caveats. Mounted, fly, smoke, harlequins, Skyweaver. I like that they just fly over somebody and just smack them. I have not read through the Drukhari, but I imagine Drukhari probably have a few things like that. Skyweavers, this is the jet bikes. This is the jet bikes. Sorry, I was Skyweavers. I was thinking of the Viper looking one. Options, any number of models can have the Shuriken cannon replaced with a Skyweaver Haywire cannon. Any number? Wow. Any number of models can have their star bolas replaced with 1 Zephyr glaive. I don't know. Would you give up the bolas for a Zephyr glaive? I guess if you wanted that extra strength 5, -1, doing 2 damage. But if every unit can do it, why not, right? That's got to drastically increase the point cost, though. 2 to 4 Skyweavers in a unit, and they're all equipped with a cannon, star bolas, and close combat. Even default is really good. Solitaire. 12-inch move. Wow, fast. Toughness 3, 6-up save, 3 wounds. Only 3 wounds. Oof. Leadership 6, 1 OC. Solitaire weapons have precision in melee. 9 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, -2, doing 2 damage each. Fights first, lone operative. Lone operative makes sense. Fight first is kind of interesting though. Strands of Fate. Well, I guess since nobody has initiative anymore, right? So giving him fights first, just because I'm pretty sure he had initiative 10 before. So Strands of Fate has blitz once per battle in your movement phase. This model can use this ability before it makes a normal move. If it does, until the end of the turn, add 2d6 to its move characteristics. What? He can charge 24 inches? And add 3 to the model's attack characteristic. With 12 attacks? Anybody want to guess first turn strike with this guy? Blur of movement. This model is eligible to declare a charge in the turn in which it advanced. He can advance as well? What? When you absolutely positively have to get this guy into combat, but he's got precision with the melee weapons. So I think, yeah, this is the guy you're going to send into a unit where you want to get rid of the librarian or, something along those lines. Yeah, that 3-up invulnerable save. Gross. The solitaire is still pretty gross. Infantry character, epic hero, harlequins, solitaire. Options, none. Composition, 1 epic hero. He's only got the solitaire weapons. He cannot be your warlord. Cannot be. He's just not interested. He's a lone wolf. He's just gonna run around and smack people up. Spirit Seer, here we go. Movement 7, toughness 3, 6-up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. Got the pistol with assault and pistol rule. Pretty standard. Melee weapons, anti-infantry 2 with his witch staff, and psychic, 2 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 3, doing D3 damage. Yeah, not bad. It's kind of like this singing spear. Leader, Strands of Fate, Spirit Mark. While this model is leading a unit, weapons in that unit have the lethal hits ability. Each time a model in that unit makes an attack, add 1 hit to the hit roll. Oh my god. So I imagine this guy gets attached to the Wraith units. Ooh, that's going to be gross for Wraith armies. Tears of Isha, Psychic. While this model is leading a unit in the command phase, you can return 1 destroyed bodyguard model to that unit. What's the bodyguard? Destroyed bodyguard. You just replace him. If this person can be thrown into Wraith units, this is gross. Invulnerable save 4+. He's a character, infantry, psyker, and spirit seer. And options is none. Composition is 1 spirit seer. This model is equipped with a pistol and a witch staff. Leader can be attached to Wraith Blades, Wraith Guard, and the Wraith Lord. So hold on. If you can be attached to a Wraith Lord, and if the Wraith Lord's his bodyguard, you return 1 destroyed bodyguard model to that unit. Can you replace the Wraith Lord? Does that make sense? Am I reading that right? Just replace a Wraith Lord? I don't think that's the way that's supposed to work. I have difficulty believing that that's how that's supposed to work, but you never know. It might not be as OP as I think it is. It sounds OP, but anyway. Star Reaver, 14-inch move, toughness 6, 4-up save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC, has the shuriken cannon, sustained hit 1, looks like the same profile, close combat weapons, 4 attacks, strength 3, doing only 1 damage, not really what it's for. Core has got deadly demise 1, firing dex 6, very cool. Strands of Fate and rapid embarkation at the end of the fight phase. If there are no models currently embarked within the transport, you can select 1 friendly Harlequin infantry unit that has 6 or fewer models that is wholly within 6 of the transport. Unless that enemy unit is within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, it can embark within this transport. That's really cool. Just for free. Just having him hanging out and just, we're not doing anything. We need to jump back in. Boom, they get back in. Nice. Invulnerable save 4+. Very, very cool. Keywords are vehicle, transport, dedicate, transport, smoke, fly, Harlequins, Star Reaver. Options, 0. It's 1 Star Reaver. Has 2 shuriken cannons and close combat. 2 shuriken cannons right off the hop. It's very nice. And can transport 6 Harlequin infantry models. Very, very handy. Storm Guardians. Here we go. Let's see. Movement 7. Toughness 3, 4-up save, 1 wound, 6-up leadership, 2 OC. Nice. Platform. The Serpent Scale platform has 2 wounds and has no OC. Ranged weapons, the Aeldari Flamer. Assault ignores cover and torrent. Nice. 12-inch range, D6. Strength 4, no AP with 1 damage. What I expect. Guardian Fusion Gun has Assault Melta 2. Nice. As 1 shot, hitting on a 3, Strength 8 -4, doing D6. And they also have Shuriken Pistols, Assault and Pistol. Standard affair. Melee weapons, Aeldari Power Swords, 2 attacks, hitting on 3, Strength 4 -2, doing 1 damage. Nice. Guardian Close Combat, or Combat Weapon, 2 attacks, Strength 3 and 1 damage, no AP. They benefit from Strands of Fate. Now I'm curious to see what these guys can do. Storm Blades. At the end of your command phase, if this unit is within range of an objective marker you control, that objective marker remains under your control even if you have no models within range of it until your opponent controls it at the start or end of any turn. Handy. Man, Guardian Defenders and Storm Guardians, like making Guardian armies backed up with like an Avatar and Farseers, man, is looking way more and more viable. I'm dreaming up because I have a whole bunch of Guardians, and I'm thinking now I'm gonna have to field a whole bunch of Guardians. Just swarm. Let's swarm an army, a horde army of Guardians, a horde army of toughness 3. Yeah, you're not winning many games, I don't think. Crude platform. When the last Storm Guardian model in this unit is destroyed, any remaining Storm Serpent scale platform models in this unit are also destroyed. War gear abilities, Serpent Shield. Models in the Bear's unit have a 5 invulnerable save. Nice. And if that's the last model, that means they're going to have the 5 invulnerable save for a long time. Unless, of course, you precision, I guess, this thing, right? You can precision this thing out, and if it's, if it's dead, right? It can be targeted, I'm assuming. I'm assuming heavy weapon platforms and this Serpent scale platform, they can be targeted. Infantry, battle line, grenades, Guardian, and Storm Guardians for the Aeldari. Options are up to 2 Guardians can have their pistol and close combat weapon replaced with a flamer. 2 Guardians can have their pistol and close combat weapon replaced by a fusion gun. And up to 2 Guardians can have their Guardian combat weapon replaced by Aeldari Power Sword. Oh, okay, 2 can have a Power Sword. That's nice. 10 Guardians, 1 Serpent platform. Okay, so you can't take Guardians higher then. So you can't have squads of 20 anymore. That's interesting. Every Storm Guardian is equipped with a pistol and close combat weapon, and the scale platform is equipped with the Guardian, close combat weapon, and Serpent Shield. Yeah, so it's like they list that stuff. So I'm wondering now if you can precision the platforms out. That's interesting. Let me know, people, if you think that's what that in his intention is. Striking Scorpions, movement 7, toughness 3, 3 up save, 1 wound, strength, or leadership 6, doing 1 OC. Exarch has 1 extra wound, no other change. Ranged weapons, Scorpion's Claws, Assault and Pistol, 2 attacks, hitting on a 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Okay, so it just gets an extra shot, really, essentially. Melee weapons, the Biting Blade has a sustained hits. It's 5 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 5, -1, doing 2 damage. Nice. Scorpion Chainsword has the sustained hits, 1. 4 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 4, no AP with 1 damage. Scorpion's Claw, sustained hits 1. 4 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 8, -2, doing 2 damage apiece. That's pretty darn good. I assume that's for the Exarch. And Scorpion Chainsword is for the regular guys. And if you want to swap out the claw for the blade, I assume is what the options are. They have Infiltrators and Strands of Fate. Mandablasters. Here we go. Melee weapons equipped by the bearer have the Devastating Wounds ability when targeting units without the monster or vehicle keywords. And these guys have a 5 invulnerable save. Man, Aeldari have invulnerable saves all over the place. Keywords being Infantry and Striking Scorpions. Devastating Wounds. So Mandablasters. So who, I guess really is everybody have Mandablasters, or is only the Exarch have Mandablasters? There we go. Let's find out. Exarch can swap out their Scorpion Chainsword and replace with a Scorpion Claw. Exarch can swap out the pistol and Chainsword and replace with a Biting Blade. Very cool. 1 Exarch and 4 to 9 Scorpions. Every model is equipped with a pistol, Chainsword, and Mandablasters. Every model has devastating wounds. Wow. Scorpions. Oh man, now again, it brings up the age-old question. Scorpions over Banshees. Support weapons. I actually don't have, I have the old versions of these. I've always wanted to get these new versions of them. I don't have these new plastic ones. I have the old pewter ones. But anyway, movement 3, of course, toughness 6, 4-up save, 5 wounds, leadership 6, 1 OC. 1 OC, I mean, you aren't really moving these things around. With movement 3, come on, you're not moving these things around. Ranged weapons, that's what these things are all about. The D cannon, bringing the D. Blast, devastating wounds, heavy, indirect fire. Excellent. Range 24, that's what it used to be. D3 attacks, nice with blast. That's very, very handy. Hitting on 3, strength 16, nice. -4, doing D6 plus 2. This is the weapon that I normally take with my platforms. I have the pewter ones, and I have the D cannons, and they're pewter, and I didn't magnetize them, so I always rock D cannons. I'm always rocking D. Anyway, Shadow Weaver, blast, devastating wounds, heavy, indirect fire, nice. 48 inches, D6 plus 2 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 6, no AP, doing 1 damage. Yeah, that's for your crowd control right there. Shuriken catapults, I assume this is for the other crew members. Has assault, yeah, straight up regular shuriken catapult profile. Vibro cannon, heavy, 48 inches, D6, 3, hitting on 3s, strength 8, -1, doing 2 damage. That's really good, but I'm wondering if the Vibro has something else. Because like that's good. It's more like a las cannon shot kind of thing, right? It's like a heavy, but it doesn't have to do that much damage. Melee, close combat weapons. They got 2 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. Strands of Fate, they can benefit from. Artillery barrage in your shooting phase. After this unit has shot, select 1 enemy unit, excluding monster and vehicle units, that was hit by 1 or more of those attacks until the start of your next turn. While this unit is on the battlefield, that enemy unit is suppressed. While a unit is suppressed, each time a model in that unit makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll. Wow. Eldar can take away your to hit pretty easily. I'm seeing a lot of things that can subtract 1 from the enemies to hit. That's really cool. There's many viable ways of developing a strategy for, your battlefield tactics. Keywords, vehicle, and support weapons. Options, any model can have their Shadow Weaver replaced with the following D cannon or Vibro cannon. Support weapon, it's 1 support weapon. Huh? This has got to be a typo. It's only 1 support weapon? Shouldn't the unit composition be 1 to 3? Isn't that the way these things were always taken? This is just 1 now. I think that's got to get fixed, because this is typically a 1 to 3 type situation for a unit, unless you take them individually. But then I guess realistically, it doesn't matter, because you're just taking 1 and you just pay per unit or per model, really, and you can place them all over the place. So I guess maybe it adds a little bit of flexibility, but it says any number of models in the unit can have the Shadow Weaver replaced. So any number of model, but if it's only 1 model, then shouldn't it just say, see again, writing. Anyway, every model is equipped with Shadow Weaver, Shuriken catapult, and close combat weapon. Very cool. Swooping Hawks, here we go. Speaking of models that I need to get more of. Swooping Hawks, 14-inch move, toughness 3, 4-up save, 1 wound, leadership 6, doing 1 OC. Any Exarch has 1 additional wound, otherwise profile is the same. Hawk's Talon has assault and lethal hits, nice. 24-inch range, 4 shots, nice. Hitting on 3, strength 5, no AP, doing 1 damage. I like it. Las Blaster, assault, lethal hits, 24-inch range, strength 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 4, no AP, doing 1 damage. That's really cool. That's really good. Lethal hits and 4 shots. That's really good. I'm not gonna lie. Melee weapons, Aeldari Power Sword, same profile, 3 attacks, close combat weapon, 2, hitting on 3, strength 3. Yeah, I mean, Swooping Hawks, again, aren't really designed for, getting into melee, but, sometimes you have no choice. They have Deep Strike, Strands of Fate, Skyleap. At the end of your opponent's turn, if this unit is not within engagement range of 1 or more enemy units, you can remove this unit from the battlefield and place it into strategic reserve. Yeah, that's the Skyleap ability. It's pretty much it. It was, if they weren't doing anything, although I think before they could, even if they were engaged, they could just jump out of combat, whereas now they can't. So, Yeah, but I mean, it's a good way to draw your opponent off, right? You can drop these guys in, deep strike them in, shoot up the joint, and it's in your opponent's phase. So even on the turn they arrive, it's on your opponent's turn. So they have to survive till the end of your opponent's turn, then they can leap out. It's handy. It's handy. It has a use. Invulnerable save, 5+, keywords, infantry, jump pack, fly, grenades, and swimming hawks. I kind of missed that they could drop grenades on their moves, though. I missed that. The Exarch can swap out his Las Blaster with a Hawk Talon. The Exarch can also swap out the power, his close combat weapon with a power sword. It's 1 Exarch and 4 to 9 Hawks. Every model is equipped with a Las Blaster and close combat weapon. Very, very cool. The Vizarch is next. Movement 8, toughness 3, 2 up, save 5 wounds, 6 leadership, 1 OC. The Osavar Sword of Silent Screams has precision melee, 5 attacks hitting on 2, strength 5, -4. Oof. Does not want anybody to have a save, and doing 2 damage each hit. He's a leader, Strands of Fate, Way of the Blade. While this model is leading a unit, that unit has the Fight First ability. Oh, I like that. That's cool. Champion of Ynnari. Each time this model is selected to fight, select one of the abilities below for the Osavar, the Sword of Silent Screams, to gain until the end of the phase. Either sustained hits 2, devastating wounds, or lethal hits. 5 attacks hitting on 2s, and you can do sustained hits on 2, or sustained hits 2, devastating wounds, or lethal hits. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That gives him some flexibility there. Got no range attack, but that's okay. This guy coming in just smacking you with a sword. Has a 4-up invulnerable save, 2-up save, 4-up save. Nice. Keywords, infantry, character, epic hero, Ynnari, the Vizarch for Aeldari. Options, none. 1 epic hero. Models equipped with the Vizar Sword of Silent Screams. Under his leader, this model can be attached to the following units: Corsair Void Reavers, Void Scarred, Guardian Defenders, Cabalite Warriors, Sea Drukari, Storm Guardians, Troop, and Witches, Sea Drukari. You can attach this unit to one of the above units, even if your Vrain has already been attached to it. If you do, and that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader units attached to it become separate units with their original starting strengths. Okay, wait, what? If you do, and that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader units attached to it become separate units with their original starting strength. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Very cool. The Incarn, 10-inch move, toughness 10, nice. 2-up save, 12 wounds, nice. 6 leadership, 3 OC. Swirling Soul Energy, ignores cover, psychic, and torrent. It's a 12-inch range, D6 plus 3. Strength 7 -1, doing D3 damage. That's pretty darn good with torrent. Yeah. Then the melee weapons, Vithzar, Sword of Soul Strike. 5 attacks hitting on 2, strength 12 -4, D6 plus 1 damage. Oof. The sweep attack is 10, hitting on 2, strength 6 -4, doing 1 damage. Man, nobody gets saves against that. If they die, they have deadly demise, Strands of Fate, inevitable death. Once per phase. If this model is on the battlefield when another unit is destroyed, just after removing the last model in that unit, you can remove this model from the battlefield and set it up again as close as possible to where that destroyed model was, and not within engagement range of any enemy models. Wow. That's very cool. This model this is pretty darn good. Deathly Form. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, have the damage characteristic of that attack. Wow. That's another good one. And then a 4-up invulnerable save has the keywords monster, character, epic hero, fly, psychic, demon, Ynnari, Incarn for the Aeldari. Options, 0. Incarn is an epic hero equipped with the swirling soul energy. Vithzar, the Sword of Souls. Jeez, it's all mouthful. Next, we're looking at the Troop. Movement 8, Toughness 3, 6 up save, 1 wound, Leadership 6, 1 OC, Ranged Weapon, Fusion Pistol, Assault, Melta 2, Pistol, nice. 6-inch range, 1 attack. Melta, it only does D3 damage, but that's still really good. Neuro Disruptor, Anti-Infantry, 2 up, Assault with Pistol, nice. Shuriken Pistols look pretty much standard. They get the Aeldari Power Swords, Harlequin Blade, and Harlequin Special Weapon. The Harlequin Blade is a 5 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 3, no AP, doing 1 damage. And the Harlequin Special Weapon is 4 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 1 damage. Benefit from Strands of Fate. Harlequin Assault. Each time this unit makes a charge move until the end of the turn, each time a model in that unit makes a melee attack, add 1 to the wound roll. 4 up. Vulnerable save. Add 1 to the wound roll. That's nice. Again, I'm curious. Is the reroll better than the add 1 to the roll? I don't know. Options. Any number of models can have their blade replaced by a special weapon. Nice. The lead player's Harlequin Blade can be replaced by a Power Sword. If the unit contains 10 or fewer models, up to 2 models can have their pistol replaced by a Neuro Disruptor. Up to 2 models can have their pistol replaced with a Fusion Pistol. Nice. If the model contains 11 or more models, up to 4 models can replace their pistol with a 1 Neuro Disruptor, or up to 4 models. Okay, well, it's pretty much the same. But 11 models or more. So if you took 12, you could take 4. If you took a unit of 12, is that min-maxing? 1 lead player, 4 to 11 players. Oh, 11 players. So the unit can be 12 and take 4? Huh. Wonder why it's got that funny threshold like that. Anyway, every model is equipped with a pistol and a blade, and they have the Infantry, Grenades, Harlequin Troop. Aeldari. The Troop Master. Here we go, the Troop Master. Movement 8, Toughness 3, 6 up save, 4 wounds, 6 leadership, 1 OC. Has the Fusion Pistol, Neuro Disruptor, and Shuriken Pistol. Melee has the Harlequin Special Weapon, and Troop Master's Blade. Troop Master Blade has 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -2, doing 1 damage. That's pretty darn good. All the ranged weapons seem to be about the same. He has the leader, Strands of Fate, Choreographer of War. While this model is leading a unit, melee weapons equipped by models in the unit have the Devastating Wounds ability. Ooh. Yeah, that's pretty darn cool. That makes all those melee attacks really, really deadly. So yeah, if you're going to run Harlequins, you need that Troop Master in there. You need him for that Devastating Wounds. Take a unit of 12. Man. Oof. Now, this word, Segora, is it Segora or is it Kagora? Anyway, favor once per turn. When you use a fate dice to substitute a hit roll, a wound roll, or a saving throw made for this model, you can first change the result of that fate dice to a 6. That's super handy. That's like having a little Farseer attached to your unit. That's really cool. Invulnerable save 4+, keywords being Infantry, Character, Grenades, Harlequin, and Troop Master. This character is really, really cool. If you're going to take Harlequins, you have to kind of include this model, no? Options are, can replace one of the following: Fusion Pistol and Neuro Disruptor. Can also replace the blade with the special weapon. It's 1 Troop Master equipped with a pistol, and Troop Master's blade can be attached to troops. And if this model is in your warlord, troop units from your army have the battle line keyword. So it's set up so that you can go full on Harlequin army then. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing stopping you from going full Harlequins these days. You know, you don't need a codex because all the rules are here and the flexibility is there that you can just play them, right? So, yeah. Void Weaver, 14 inches, 6 toughness 6, 4 up save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, 2 OC. Prismatic Cannon, Dispersed Pulse, Blast, 36 inches. It does 2d6. Oof. Hitting on 3, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. That's still pretty darn good. It's not, you're going to shoot infantry with this. You're not shooting at vehicles with this, but still. Focused Lance, 36, 2 shots, hitting on 3, strength 12, -3, doing 4 damage. That's really good. Shuriken Cannon, standard. Void Reaver Haywire Cannon, anti-vehicle on a 4, devastating wounds, 3 shots, hitting on 3, strength 4, -1, doing 3 damage. Also has close combat weapons, 4 attacks. You're not relying on that. Deadly Demise 1, Strands of Fate. Devastating Assault. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of these attacks. The enemy unit must take a battle shock test. Nice. That's a really great way of forcing your enemy to, take a bunch of battle shock tests. And yeah, that's really, really cool. Has a 4-up invulnerable save. Keywords being vehicle, fly, smoke, harlequins, void reaver. Can exchange the haywire cannon with a prismatic cannon. It's 1 void reaver. This model is equipped with 2 shuriken cannons, void reaver, and haywire cannon. Yeah. Dang. That's really good. Vipers. 14-inch move. Toughness 6. 3-up save. 6 wounds. Leadership 6. OC 2. Has the standard affair for ranged weapons. Wraithbone hull. 3 attacks. Hitting on 4s. Yeah, okay. Deadly demise 1. Not bad. Strands of fate. Harassment fire. Sounds like my kind of thing. In your shooting phase, after this model has shot, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, the enemy unit cannot have the benefit of cover. Oh, that's nice. That's really nice. That's just for fleshing out your quarry, as it were. Quarry? Anyway. Yeah. Remove people's benefit of cover. You just hit them. You hit them? Yeah, you just got to hit them, right? Yeah. You're hitting on 3s. Yeah, and they lose the benefit of cover. That's actually really handy. Because you fire with these guys first, and you knock the cover save off somebody, and yeah. They have vehicle, fly, and vipers. Any number of models can replace their shuriken cannon with one of the following: missile launcher, bright lance, scatter laser, star cannon. Composition is 1 viper. See, why do they say any number of models when it's only 1 unit, like 1 in the unit? Unit composition is 1 viper, but any number of models, like if you're 1 viper, you can pick whatever weapon you want all the time, right? Like I'm not seeing, like, is this a typo? Is this a mission? Like, what is this? Every viper is equipped with a shuriken cannon and twin shuriken catapult and a wraithbone hull. Oh wait. Oh, vipers can't have 2 cannons anymore. Uh-oh. Somebody's going to have to remodel some of his vipers. Uh-oh. Yeah. That kind of sucks. I'm not going to lie. It kind of sucks. Warwalkers, 10-inch move, toughness 7. Toughness 7, pretty darn good. 3-up save, 6 wounds, leadership 6, 2 OC. Weapons look to be about the same-ish. Yeah, bright lances and everything like that. Warwalker feet, 3 attacks, hitting on 3, strength 5. Not bad. They have the scout rule, 9 inches. Nice. Strands of fate, power field. Each time a ranged attack hits this unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. That's pretty darn good considering toughness 7. That's pretty darn good. That's pretty good. Vulnerable save of 4-up. 3-up and a 4-up. Yeah, these guys are these things got pretty darn good. Vehicle, walker, and warwalkers. Options. Each model in the unit can have a shuriken cannon that it is equipped with replaced with one of the following. Yeah, each cannon can be replaced. So, oh wait, did that say that for the Viper? That each cannon? Any number of models can have their shuriken cannon replaced. No. So you can only replace one of the cannons. You can't replace the catapults with a cannon. It would say that if that were the case. Oh, boo earns. Boo earns. So yeah, you can have 2 missile launchers, 2 bright lines, 2 scatter lasers, 2 star cannons. It's 1 warwalker, again with this unit composition of 1, but each model. Whatever. Yeah. And they have the 2 cannons and warwalker feet. Warlock Skyrunners. Here we go. I have 10 of these models. I like rocking them in a big fat unit of them. And now I can't. At least in the last update, they can't. Movement 14, toughness 4, 3-up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, 2 OC. Nice. Ranged Destructors, Psychic Torrent. Nice. 12-inch range. Okay. D6 attacks. Nice. Strength 5, -1, doing 1 damage. Not bad. It's not quite Destructor what it was, which essentially was a nerfed smite. But still, it's got Torrent, D6 attacks. It's pretty darn good. They got the shuriken pistols. They also got spears, which are assault and psychic. It's 1 attack, hitting on 3, strength 9, no AP, doing straight up 3 damage. They also have the twin shuriken catapults, assault twin linked, 2 shots, nice. Melee, singing spear, psychic, 2 attacks, hitting on 3s, no AP, doing 3 damage. Witchblade, anti-infantry on a 2+, psychic, 2 attacks of that, hitting on 3s, doing 2 damage each. Okay. Faction, leader, Strands of Fate, Runes of Battle, psychic. In your command phase, select one of the following to take effect until the start of your next command phase. Conceal. Models in this model's unit have stealth, nice. Reveal. Ranged weapons equipped by models in this model's unit have the ignore cover ability. Okay. I've seen a lot of ignore cover, and I'm wondering how that's going to really affect the gameplay. Like, how many people are really going to take advantage of cover and things of that nature? Like, how many rely on that? Invulnerable save, 4-up save, has the mounted character, fly, psyker, warlock, skyrunner keywords for the Aeldari. Yeah. Really, I mean, these models have always been really, really awesome. They've been really, really powerful in the past. This is not quite as bad. It really depends on the unit comp. And so now I'm going to have a look. They can replace their Witchblades with Singing Spears. Excellent. Composition is 1 Skyrunner. What? Okay, what? Oh, because it's 1 Skyrunner. It's not a conclave. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm not going to lose my mind yet. This model is equipped with Destructor, Shuriken Pistol, Twin Shuriken Catapult, and a Witchblade. The model can be attached to Wind Riders. You can attach this unit to the above unit, even if if one other unit or leader unit, excluding Warlock units, has already been attached to it. If you do, and that bodyguard unit is destroyed, the leader units attached to it become separate units with their original starting strengths. Yeah, so like if you had a Farseer and this character in a Wind Rider unit, you can, and the Wind Riders were all destroyed, the Farseer and the Skyrunner Warlock become separate again. Yeah, makes sense. Warlocks, movement 7, toughness 3, 6-up save, 2 wounds, leadership 6, OC 1, Destructor, Psychic Torrent, 12 inches, D6, strength 5 -1, doing 1. Okay, not bad. Pistol, Singing Spears, nice. Melee, Singing Spear, Witchblade, seems to be, yeah, normal. Core, leader, faction, Strands of Fate, Runes of Fortune, psychic. In your command phase, select one of the following to take effect until the start of your next command phase. Quicken. Each time this model's unit advances, do not make an advance roll. Instead, until the end of the phase, add 6 to the move characteristic of models in that unit. I just add 6 to the move characteristic. Oh, that's pretty darn handy. Restrain. Each time the enemy unit declares a charge, if this model's unit is selected as the target of that charge, subtract 2 from the charge roll. The same enemy unit can only be affected in this way once per phase. Okay, that's all right. I mean, if it's outside of, say, 7 or 8, this is really going to be a really good ability. If the enemy's like 6 and below, then -2, it's not that detrimental, but, yeah. Invulnerable, 4-up save, keywords, infantry, characters, psyker, and warlock. Yeah, that's pretty cool. It's pretty handy. Options, he can replace his Witchblade with a Singing Spear. It's 1 warlock, equipped with Destructor, Shuriken Pistol, and Witchblade. Leader, this model can be attached to the following units: Guardian Defenders and Storm Guardians. You can attach this unit to the above if they're already a leader unit. Yeah, so you can have multiple leaders in the unit. And that's pretty interesting. So you can attach multiple characters. So that's what I'm gathering from all of that. Next, we're going to take a look at the Warp Spiders. They're a 12-inch move, toughness 3, 3-up save, 1 wound, 6 leadership, and OC 1. The Exarch gets 1 additional wound. Otherwise, profiles are the same. The Death Spinners. Here we go. Now, I have not taken Warp Spiders in my army since 2nd edition. I have not. Since they were introduced in 2nd edition, and then they totally nerfed them in 3rd edition and made them completely unplayable and pretty much useless. They've had pretty good iterations since, but I still haven't really felt it necessary to take them. Not since 2nd edition. But anyway, minus that little tangent. Death Spinner, devastating wounds, and torrent. Excellent. 12-inch range, D6, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. Still love it. Still like it. I think that's really great. Devastating wounds and torrent make it really, really good. Close combat weapon and power blades, 2 attacks and 3 attacks, hitting on 3s. Very good. They've got Deep Strike, Strands of Fate, and the Flicker Jump. In your movement phase, when this unit makes a normal move, it can make a flicker jump. If it does, until the end of the phase, its move characteristic is changed to 24, but you must roll 1d6 after this unit ends that move on 1. This unit suffers 1 mortal wound. This unit is not eligible to declare a charge in the same turn in which it makes a flicker jump. Pretty handy. Come in, smack something up, and then jump out, right? Or in your movement phase, but yeah. Don't worry, you can use a stratagem. Fire and Fade. Anyway, they have a 5-up invulnerable save, so they got a 3-up and a 5-up invulnerable save. Infantry, Jump Pack, Fly, and Warp Spiders keywords. Options, the Exarch can take additional Death Spinner and Power Blades. It is a unit of 1 Exarch and 4 to 9 Warp Spiders. Everybody's equipped with Death Spinner and close combat weapons. Pretty darn cool. Wave Serpent, 14-inch move. Toughness 9, 3-up save, 13 wounds. 13 wounds, wow. 6-up leadership and 2 OC. Shuriken Cannon. Pretty darn cool. Sustain hits. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. 3 attacks. Yeah. Aeldari Missile Launcher. Looks like about the same. Twin Bright Lance. Okay, so Shuriken Cannon. Because Shuriken Cannon is the underslung one. Okay, because you got the twin Shuriken Cannons. Okay. Yeah, everything's twin linked because the turret is twin linked turret. It's always been. And, Twin Link Star Cannons has got 4 shots. Ooh, isn't that handy? Twin Link Shuriken Cannons are still 3 shots, but sustain hit 1. That's interesting. But Star Cannons go to 4 shots because it's twin linked. Twin Link Star Cannons on a Wave Serpent kind of got good. Isn't that interesting how nobody, like the Bright Lances, they didn't go up. It's not 2 shots, it's still 1 shot. Twin Link Missile Launchers, it's only 1 shot. But the Star Cannon got 4 shots for being twin linked. Isn't that interesting? Wraithbone Hull, 3 attacks, 4 up. Deadly Demise, Strands of Fate, and the Serpent Shield. Once per battle, you can select 1 enemy unit that is within 12 inches of and visible to this model. Roll 1d6, and on a 2+, that enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds and must take a battle shock test. That is pretty darn cool. Oh man, you're going to see Wave Serpents all over the place, especially if the 10th edition is all about breaking people. Yeah. And it has a 5 invulnerable save. Nice. Vehicle transport, dedicated transport, Fly, and the Wave Serpent keywords for the Aeldari. Options. This model's twin Shuriken Cannon can be replaced with one of the following: Missile Launcher, Twin Link Lance, Scatter Laser, and Star Cannons. This model's twin Shuriken Catapult can be replaced with a Shuriken Cannon. Right. Okay. So you can still effectively can still take 2 sets of cannons, or it can take the heavy weapon and take a Shuriken Cannon. Still nice. Very, very good. Comp is 1 Wave Serpent, equipped with twin Shuriken Cannon, twin Shuriken Catapults, and Wraithbone Hull. Transport. This model can transport a capacity of 12 Aeldari infantry models. Each Wraith Construct model takes up the space of 2 models. It cannot transport Jump Pack models. Interesting. Vehicle, transport, dedicated transport, Fly, and Wave Serpent. Very, very cool. Webway Gate has no movement, of course. Toughness 12, 3-up save, 14 wounds, leadership 6, OC Zip. Only makes sense. Has Deadly Demise, Strands of Fate, Arcane Cover. Each time a range attack is allocated to a model, if that model is not fully visible to every model in the attacking unit because of this fortification, that model has benefit of cover against that attack. Okay, it's cover. Webway Strike. Each time a friendly Aeldari unit arrives from strategic reserves, you can choose to set it up anywhere on the battlefield that is wholly within 6 of this fortification. If you do, that Aeldari unit can be set up within 9 inches of enemy models and can be set up within engagement range of enemy models. If an Aeldari unit is set up within engagement range of an enemy model in this way, it counts as having made a charge move this turn and is eligible to fight this turn. Wow, that's really, really cool. Fortification. While an enemy unit is within engagement range of 1 or more fortifications from your army, that unit can still be selected as a target of ranged attacks for each time such an attack is made, unless it is made with a pistol. Subtract 1 from the hit roll. Models in the unit Models in that unit do not need to take desperate escape tests due to falling back while battle shocked, except for those that will have move over enemy models when doing so. Fortification and webway gate. Aeldari. There's good options. Unit composition is 2 Wraithbone archers. Duh. Unit is equipped with nothing. War gear options, nothing. Deployment. Both Wraithbone archers of this fortification must be set up with their upper points no more than 1 inch apart. Ah, okay. That's interesting. That finally they give us a bit more clear definition as to how these things are set up. And with both statues facing in fully opposite directions, so the arch is formed as shown on the right. Both archers are then treated as a single model for all rules purposes. Okay, I like the way they describe that better. That the tips of the arches have to be 1 inch apart, or at least apart. No more than 1 inch apart. Very, very cool. Wind Riders, here we go. Here's my boys. The Wind Riders, 14-inch move, toughness 3, 3 up save, 2 wounds apiece, leadership 6, OC 2. Not bad at all. Scatter lasers, nice. Oh, 6 hits, or 6 attacks. I think the other ones had 5 attacks. Maybe on foot. Anyway, shuriken cannon, sustain hit 1. Twin shuriken catapults, assault twin linked. Close combat weapons, 3 attacks hitting on 3s. Not horrible. Strands of Fate, Swift Demise. Each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible target, reroll hit roll of 1. If the target of that attack is within range of an objective marker your opponent controls, you can reroll the hit roll instead. That's pretty cool. Mounted Fly Wind Riders. Nice. Options. Any number of models can have their shuriken catapults replaced with the following: scatter laser and shuriken cannon. Man, I'd go shuriken cannons all day long. 3 to 9 Wind Riders is the unit comp. Every model is equipped with twin shuriken catapult and close combat weapon. Yeah, I'd probably go scatter lasers or shuriken cannons. Maybe shuriken cannons, yeah, because shuriken cannons are just so darn good now. Well, they've always been kind of good, but sustained hits. 3 attacks, strength 6, -1, doing 2 damage apiece. Yeah, that's kind of... Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. Okay, so next, we're going to take a look at the Wraith Blades. Wraith Blades, 6, toughness 7, nice. 2 up save, ooh. 3 wounds, not bad. 6 leadership, 1 OC. Melee weapons, Ghost Axe and Ghost Sword, respectively, are 3 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 7, -2, 2 damage. Ghost Swords are 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 6, -2, doing 1 damage apiece. Very, very interesting. Previously with Ghost Swords, you used to be able to get quite a bit. It used to be just the doubled attacks, and I think Wraiths only had like 2 attacks before, so it was like 4 attacks, something like that. I don't recall. It's been a while since I fielded Wraith Blades. Strands of Fate, Malevolent Souls. Each time a model in this unit is destroyed by a melee attack, if that model has not fought this phase, roll 1d6. On a 4+, do not remove it from play. That destroyed model can fight after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks and is then removed from play. And then the Force Shield, the bearer has a 4 invulnerable save. So 2 up and then a 4 up. Oof. These guys, pretty darn good. Now, I'm not crazy about the 4 hitting on 4+. But I mean, there are many ways to offset that to hit rolls. So, you know, it's not too big an issue. The toughness 7 is kind of nice. Movement 6, also in comparison to other Eldar is pretty decent. I believe they used to be a movement 5, which was, you know, pretty slow. So yeah, options, all of the models in this unit can each have their ghost swords replaced by ghost axe and 1 force shield. 5 to 10 Wraith Blades in a unit, and they're all equipped with Ghost Swords. Infantry, Wraith Construct, and Wraith Blades for the Aeldari. Pretty darn cool. It's pretty good. Again, once we get the points values, then we'll be able to really ascertain whether or not these units are overpowered, underpowered, what have you, right? Wraith Guard, 6-inch move, toughness 7, 2 up save, 3 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 1. Wraith Cannon, devastating wounds, 18 inches, nice. 1 attack, hitting on a 4, strength 14, -4, doing D6 damage. Or they can take the D-Scythe at 12 inches, doing D6 hits, hitting on a 4, strength 10, -4, doing only 1 damage. I do believe the D-Scythe used to only be a 1 damage hit before versus the Wraith Cannon. I think it was D3, maybe it was D6, I can't remember. But yeah, not bad. Close combat weapons, melee, 3 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 5, 0 AP, 1 damage. Not bad, not horrible, not great, but again, not really their strength. Strands of Fate, War Construct. Once per battle round, when an enemy unit targets this unit after that unit has finished making its attacks, this unit can shoot as if it were your shooting phase. When doing so, this unit's ranged weapons have the pistol ability. Man, that is really cool. Wraith Cannon with pistol? D-Scythe with pistol? Man, I don't know. It's pretty interesting. Keywords, Infantry, Wraith Construct, and Wraith Guard for the Aeldari. Man, all of the models in this unit can have their Wraith Cannon replaced with 1 D-Scythe. They have to specify 1 D-Scythe because apparently somebody was modeling them with 2 D-Scythes apparently at some point. Composition is 5 to 10. Every model is armed with a Wraith Cannon and close combat weapon. Now here's my guy. The Wraith Knight, 10-inch move. So he lost a little bit of movement. He's not as fast because I'm pretty sure he used to be 12. Toughness 12, 2-up save, 18 wounds, leadership 6+, 10 OC. Not too bad. Heavy Wraith Cannons, blast with devastating wounds, 36 inches, doing D3 attacks with blast. That's pretty darn good. Hitting on 3s, strength 20, jeepers, -4, 2d6 damage. You also got Scatter Laser, Shuriken Cannon with sustained hits 1. Those all look pretty much the same. Star Cannons, 36 inches, 2 shots, strength 8. Yeah, that's all the same. Sun Cannon, 48, 2d6 hits. Hitting on a 3+, strength 8, -3, doing 3 damage. That's actually really darn good. I don't know, Heavy Wraith Cannon or the Sun Cannons? Melee, Titanic Feet. 5 attacks, 3+, strength 8, -1, doing 2 damage. Or you can use the Titanic Ghost Glaive for a strike, 5 hits, hitting on 3, strength 16, -3, doing 6 wounds apiece. Or you can go for his sweep, 15 attacks, hitting on 3+, strength 8, -2, doing 2 damage. There is your crowd control right there. Core, it's got Deadly Demise on a D6, or doing D6. Strands of Fate, Agile. Each time this model makes a normal, advance, or fallback move, it can move over other models, excluding Titanic models, and terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height, as if they were not there. Why couldn't they just have, it act like a fly? I guess because you'd probably get into some crazy shenanigans, I suppose, if it could do that. Wraithbone form. Each time an attack is allocated to this model, subtract 1 from that attack's damage characteristic. Nice. Scatter Shield, the bearer has a 4-up invulnerable save. When he's down to his last 1 to 6 wounds, you subtract 1 from his to hit roll. Not bad. Keywords, Monster, Titanic, Towering, Walker, Wraith Construct, and Wraith Knight. Yeah, pretty darn cool. I'm not sure if this is an upgrade or a downgrade. It's probably close to a downgrade, but I mean, in context with the rest of the game and the right way everything else works nowadays, I think it's pretty darn good. That Wraith Cannon. I mean, I don't know how many people were taking Wraith Cannons, because I only ever take the Ghost Glaive, and not even, that's it. Just take the Ghost Glaive. I take a bare bones Wraith Knight, and now I'm kind of considering heavy Wraith Cannons or even Sun Cannons for that matter. Yeah. War gear options. The model's Titanic Ghost Glaive can be replaced with one of the following: the Wraith Cannon or the Sun Cannon. The model's Scatter Shield can be replaced with one heavy Wraith Cannon. What? Oh, because he's equipped with a Titanic Ghost Glaive, Titanic Feet, and Scatter Shield. You can replace, so he can have 2 Wraith Cannons. You can have 2 heavy Wraith Cannons? 2 heavy Wraith Cannons doing D3 apiece? Is that what am I reading that right? So he basically can fire 2D3 times? I'm reading that right? That's right? I'm right? Right. This model can be equipped with up to 2 of the following: 1 Scatter Laser, 1 Shuriken Cannon, or 1 Star Cannon. So he can take 2 of those. Yeah, and it's 1 Wraith Knight. Oof. Yeah, usually I only take the Ghost Glaive and the Scatter Shield. And that's the way I usually run my Wraith Knights, because I run them like my Wraith Lords. Speaking of which, movement 8, toughness 11, nice. 2-up save, nice. 10 wounds, pretty good. Leadership 6, OC 3. Has access to all the Aeldari heavy weapons. Aeldari Flamer, though, and has Assault, ignores cover, and Torrent. 12-inch range, D6, strength 4, no AP, 1 damage. Not bad at all. I haven't seen the Aeldari Flamer posted here. At least I don't think I have. But anyway, and of course, everything else. He's got the Ghost Glaive, Strike and Sweep, 4 attacks, hitting on 4, strength 10, -3, D6 +1, or Sweep, 8 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength 7, -2, doing 2. Pretty darn good. And also has his Wraithbone Fists. Now, is this in addition to his sword? Because, again, kind of like my Wraith Knight, my Wraith Lords, I only bring with swords and flamers, because I like the flamers as opposed to the catapults. Although catapults are pretty darn good now, so maybe I might change that up. But anyway, does he get the fists and the glaive? That's pretty darn cool. Core, Deadly Demise 1, Strands of Fate, Fated Hero. Each time this model destroys an enemy unit, roll 1d6 and add it to your fate dice pool, displaying the result you just rolled. Wow. That is really cool. That is really cool. So this encourages you to bring Wraith Lords. This is encouraging to bring Wraith Lords, especially for all of you out there who are planning on, making your armies around the fate dice pools, which every Aeldari player is going to be, right? I mean, that's the core thing. That's the thing now, right? But a Wraith Lord adds to your dice pool. It's like so many things are adding to that fate dice that this is kind of crazy. I'm kind of getting excited here. War gear options. Each of the model shuriken catapults can be replaced with 1 Aeldari Flamer. Okay. This model can be equipped with 1 Ghost Glaive. Awesome. This model can be equipped with 2 of the following: Missile Launcher, Bright Lance, Scatter Laser, Shuriken Catapult, and Star Cannon. Composition is 1 Wraith Lord. This model is equipped with 2 Shuriken Catapults and Wraithbone Fists. So the model can be equipped with 1 Ghost Glaive. So he can have his Ghost Glaive and his fists? Am I interpreting that right? Let me know, people. Everybody's favorite Ynnari, Yvraine, 8-inch move, toughness 3, 6-up save, 4 wounds, only 4 wounds. Leadership 6, 1 OC, Storm of Whispers. Anti-infantry on a 2+, devastating wounds, and psychic. Oof. 12-inch, D6 +3, hitting on 2s, strength 2, -2. I'm kind of surprised there's not another 2 in there. 1 damage. Melee weapons, Kavir, the Sword of Sorrows, has devastating wounds. Oof. 5 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 4, -3, 2 damage apiece. Oof. Abilities, Deep Strike and Leader. Interesting. Strands of Fate, Herald of Ynnari. While this model is leading a unit, models in that unit have the Feel No Pain 5+ ability. That is kind of sweet. That's kind of sweet. Not gonna lie. I've never really looked at her. I still have this model on sprue. I haven't even assembled this model yet. So now I'm thinking I might have to get this model painted up. Word of the Phoenix Psychic. While this model is leading a unit in your command phase, you can roll 1d6 on a 2+. D3 destroyed bodyguard models are returned to that unit. She also has an invulnerable save of 4+. Oh my god. On a 2+, you can replace D3 destroyed bodyguard models. Okay, well, who are her bodyguard? War gear options, none. She's an epic hero. She's equipped with the Storm of Whispers and Kavir, the Sword of Sorrows. She can be attached to the following units: Corsair Voidsguard, Corsair Void Reavers, Guardian Defenders, Cabalite Warriors, Storm Guardians, Troop, and Witches. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. I was thinking of something else kind of hilarious, like be attaching her to, like, Wraith or something tough like that, right? But no. Okay, so Voidsguard, actually really, really good. Defenders, really, really good. Cabalite Warriors, I'm going to assume are really, really good. Storm Guardians, pretty good. I don't know if you want this character up front or hanging kind of in the back. I have never played with this character, so I could not tell you where the strengths and weaknesses lie. But I mean, at first look, I would assume she's more support role. But anyway, keywords: infantry, character, epic hero, Ynnari, psyker, Yvraine. I always say Yvraine. I don't know if I'm saying that one right, but anyway. All right, here we go. This is it right here. This is the make or break for me because either I'm going to rejoice at this new unit or I am going to get mad, table flip, and burn all my models. Warlock Skyrunner Conclave. Movement 14, toughness 4, 3 up, save 3 wounds, leadership 6+, OC 2. They have the Destructor, Psychic, and Torrent ability. 12 inches, D6, strength 5 -1, doing 1 damage. Respectable. They also have shuriken pistols and singing spears. They all look pretty much the same. Twin linked shuriken catapults, pretty much the same. Singing spears and witchblades. That all looks pretty much the same. They benefit from Strands of Fate. They have Protect. While a Farseer model is leading this unit, each time an attack targets this unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. Subtract 1 from the wound roll. I like that. I like it a lot. I'm okay with that. Warlock Conclave. Models in this unit have Feel No Pain ability against psychic attacks. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. I mean, I don't know how much psychic attack. I mean, if you're facing against, well, I guess anybody with psychic, right? If the attack is psychic. So I'm thinking of like demons, but also you have like Grey Knights. Anybody who really has a lot of psychic powers, I mean, it's situational where that Feel No Pain is going to come into play. And of course, they also have the 4-up Feel No Pain. They are mounted, fly, psyker, warlocks, and the Warlock Skyrunner Conclave. Yeah. Okay. Here's the moment of truth, though. Where's the moment of truth. Are they still a 3 size unit, or are they back to like a 9 or a 10? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? Here we go. Unit comp, 2 to 3. Oh, son of a... Anyway, work your options. Any number of models can have their Witchblade replaced by a Singing Spear. Every model is equipped with Destructor, Shuriken Pistol, Twin Shuriken Catapults, and a Witchblade. 2 to 3 Warlocks and a Skyrunner Conclave. I was kind of hoping they'd bring back the nice big Seer Council, but I don't know. Too many Marine players, I guess, whine about, the power of Aeldari, I guess. It's too many whiners. Too many. Warlock Conclave on foot. Movement 7, toughness 3, 6 up, save 2 wounds, leadership 6, and OC 1. They have Destructor, pistols, and singing spears, and they all pretty much look the same. Singing spear and Witchblade in melee have psychic anti-infantry on 2+, and they all look pretty much the same. Strands of Fate. They have the Protect psychic power. While a Farseer model is leading this unit, each time an attack targets this unit, subtract 1 from the wound roll. Okay, and that's pretty much what we saw in the other Conclave. Warlock Conclave models in this unit have a Feel No Pain 4+ ability against psychic attacks. That's just like the other Conclave. Invulnerable saves of 4+, just like the other Conclave. Infantry, Psyker, Warlocks, Warlock Conclave. Okay, so this is kind of first for me because the Warlock Conclave on foot versus the Skyrunner one, they're pretty much the same, other than the stats and probably the points costs. But yeah, really not much of a difference there. Any number of models in the unit can have their Witchblade replaced by a Singing Spear. 2 to 4 Warlocks in a Conclave. It used to be like up to 10 in the Conclave. Now it's only 2 to 4. But, I mean, again, it kind of stops some shenanigans because, I mean, you're dealing with a whole unit of 4+ saves, right? So, I mean, I get why they reduced the number, but still, I miss it. I'm not going to lie. I miss it. Every model is equipped with Destructor, Shuriken Pistol, and Witchblade. Yeah, okay. All right. Oh, was that it? That is it. It ends with they saved the conclaves to the end. You see that? That's you want proof that G-Dubs is messing with me? Yeah, there it is. They put the conclaves at the end of the pack. Oh man, if I was into using more colorful words, I would do it. Anywho, yeah, so thanks for tuning in for this. Big thanks to my patrons. Without your support, these videos are not possible. If you're considering Patreon support, click the link in the description below. If you're also watching us on YouTube, well, you're most likely watching us on YouTube. You can also join membership. Just click the link in the description. Open up the description for all the links. Visit wayofthebrush.com for all the central hub of all the silliness. And yeah, a huge thank you to everybody for tuning in. I know this one was a long one, but there was quite a bit to go over. Let me know if you guys enjoy this kind of thing. Do you want me to do more of these? I was thinking of doing the Leagues of Votann, as I am collecting Leagues of Votann. So I do have a vested interest in their abilities on the tabletop. But yeah, let me know down below. And this was a lot of fun. I'm looking forward. I'm definitely going to get this pack of cards when it becomes available for everybody. I do not have the cards myself, so that's why I'm doing this off of the PDF, just like everybody else out there. And yeah, this one here is Shroudrunners. This one was, it's kind of gross, that target acquisition. That's kind of gross. I like it though. I'm here for it. I'm here for it, man. Shining, man. There's so many winners. What is the winner in this index for Aeldari? Like, what is the winner? I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. There's so much good stuff in here. And what the really hard part is that you think, oh, okay, well, this one unit doesn't seem terribly powerful because, toughness 3s kind of deters a lot of people, right? But anyways, yeah. What is the winner? I mean, it's kind of hard to say because, like, when you're looking at Aeldari, you're talking about synergy. When talking about how Aeldari play on the tabletop, they're a very synergy-based support kind of army. One unit does one thing very well. They have support units that make other units better. And yeah, even the Farseer is really darn good now. Like, oh man, like so much of the Falcon. Can it transport more? I don't know. And also, yes, and the other question I had asked was, is +1 to wound and hit rolls better than getting a reroll to wound or reroll to hit? Is the math better? Void Scarred? Yeah, I have to get these Void Scarred assembled because these guys got really good too. Oh man, Avatar Arcane. I got to get my new Avatar Arcane painted up. I have the Forge World one. And yeah, this guy, yeah, he got good. I think he got good. Toughness 12, 2-up save with a 4-up invulnerable, and that Molten Body, having the damage characteristic of an attack. That's huge. That's huge. So something that would do, say, 6 wounds only does 3, right? Like, that's really good. The Bloody Handed aura, it's good. It's handy. But it's not like, oh my God, he's going to ruin the game. He's too OP. He's too OP. No, that's not the case. A Sermon, yeah. A Sermon's probably my favorite Phoenix Lord. And the fact that he can do Overwatch for no CP, and the fact that Dire Avengers are really good at Overwatch. Yeah, this is like, oh man, so much stuff. There's just so much, and I can't wait to get a game in of Warhammer 40,000, the new edition, 10th edition Phoenix Gem. Yeah, these things, man, like, oof, like, man, I'm excited. I am genuinely excited, and hopefully you guys are excited too. I know many people out there. I know that the army has already gotten a lot of flack, and it's not even out yet. These rules just came out for public viewing today. I know everybody was already up in arms about the early leak thing that was going on there, and yeah, I don't know. Eldar should always be annoying, but again, Eldar are the embodiment of the glass cannon. The toughness 3. The army is like 90% toughness 3. And, that's the way it should be. I'm a firm believer that that's the way it should be. Eldar should always be able to hit really, really hard, but they cannot take a hit. And, they should play that way as well. Versus like Space Marines. Space Marines just, get all the advantages. I mean, don't get me started on Space Marines. It'll turn into another rant video or something. But I want to thank you guys for tuning in for this one. I know this one was really long and, kind of weird, but yeah, big thank you for everybody tuning in. Take care of your brushes. They'll take care of you, and I will see you in the next video. So again, let me know if you guys want me to do another one of these. Just let me know. Feel free. Let me know. Or don't. I don't care. But let me know down below. Do it. Do it now. And also hit the like. And share and all the other things. Comment. Just comment. Say hi. Just say hi. Stop by. Nobody stopped by and says hi anymore. So feel free to say hi. Okay, bye.